I've had a request for a guest to join us, Aussie guy.
Yeah, who's that?
Ski Mask.
Yeah, go on then. Is he drunk?
Well, what time is it in the US and A?
Oh, it's pretty early, isn't it? It's 9:30 on the East Coast.
Yeah, he'll be hammered.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Ski Mask. How are you, brother?
What's going on, boys?
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw. How's it going? What's happening?
It's good.
We got a Cowboys fan in the room. I love that.
Too.
Go Cowboys. You look like you're in a padded cell, the Aussie guy. Now, I'm not familiar with your work.
There was a bottle shop near us. We live in the hills, at the base of the hills, and it was called Liquor in the Valley, which I thought was great.
Holy shit. Husey, do all of you guys like call that a bottle shop? That's amazing. I'm gonna start calling it that.
That's what we call them. We call them a bottle shop. Yeah.
That's fucking fantastic.
Well,
That's the best thing I've ever heard. Bottle shop.
Well, we call it.
Stansel's on there with some hole who doesn't even have the camera on. Listen, if you're gonna be a hole on a podcast, besides Little Lemmy, she's a real egg. Listen, show some tits, show some vag, bend over for the fellas. I mean, podcasting's a man's world. You know, show some tits.
Yeah.
Or show us something that you recently cooked. Show us how to properly wash a dish. Or just shut the only thing camouflaged, if you know what I'm saying. What's going on with the pea size?
Yeah.
Ski Mask needs to know how big your dick is, man. Can you tell him?
8.5. How about
Ooh. All right, that's a solid number. All right.
Now the big question is, I'm in Eastern Europe, so is that in inches or centimeters?
Yeah, that was good. That's funny. Yeah, I stand by my point when I say we'll never be part of the dabbleverse. It's sickening that when people say, "Hey, I'm in the dabbleverse," I mean, it's just like it's corny as fuck. You know, I don't know. It's childish. If you want to be part of any kind of verse, go play video games and get the fuck out of podcasting. It's just it's playing annoying. Slots. And,
slots.
We started with $500. We got it up to a little bit over 5,000. Then we both took Xanax around 3:00 in the morning and got delirious. And when it comes to the podcasting stuff, I tell it like it is. And boys, I mean, this is fun. I could sit here and talk to you guys all day. You guys are awesome. You're a great host. It's just fun to bullshit with real ass dudes. You guys seem like a good crowd. Maybe I'll try to get a recording or something and send it to Husey.
Yes.
I've been promising this lady for like 3 or 4 weeks, and because I was on a bender for 2 weeks, and I was saying I'm not going to go over there. I can't.
She's definitely waiting on you.
Oh, she's waiting. I mean, I got to fix her silverware drawer. I'm like, you couldn't have fixed that yourself in the 4 weeks that you've been waiting on it?
Waiting on the dock of the bay.
I hope so. She better have some fucking fried chicken ready, hot, fresh.
Oh shit.
What I love about you, Ski Mask, is when you do a bender, you do it right. I love that. 2 weeks. Go to Home Depot. Enjoy yourself. Thanks for coming on.
Fucking hate Home Depot.
What are you working on there, Ski Mask?
I just realized I found a piece of wood I might be able to use, so I don't have to go to Home Depot. It's this little fucking thing. I might just take this out. I saw it right across the room, so I'm trying to see if I can get this apart. Speaking of ropes, I'd love to put about 5 or 6 ropes on little Emmy's face.
Yeah. God,
Talk about a walk-off.
Oh, say, can you see the light? What's the problem? Shouldn't have turned down those cue cards. Whoa.
Welcome back to United States of Australia. I am the Aussie guy, and this is the time. This is going to be the new second show time. I've officially decided this one works best. So this is the first one going forward. It won't necessarily be every week, but we are going to do extra stuff and take this opportunity to do members shows. Today's not a members show, but we will be doing members shows. Speaking of members, the great Echo Pineapple is up late. Robbie, I'm keeping an eye on you. Thank you for being a member for 7 months, Echo. And he's a real member. He doesn't just rely on Rover to gift them to him. Eccles re-ups every single month. So thank you, Eccles. We are a light crew. The thing about this time slot is Eccles, it's too late for him. And NJ and just Josh are on the East Coast, so it's getting late for them. We never know with Scoop. But anyway, joining me, I can always rely on him, is a man that everyone is stunned outlived Ski Mask, Robbie the Mariner fan.
What the fuck? Like, I saw that 1995 to 2025. I was like, shit, he's actually pretty young. Younger than I am, so that's depressing.
Yeah, I was stunned when I heard that he was 30. He just seemed older than 30.
Well, usually when you walk around with a mask, it's hard to tell your age.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. He just he seemed to have got, put a lot of years into his 30 years, if that makes sense. You know, with the booze and all that. Yeah, look, rest in peace to Ski Mask. Very, very sad. Especially, you know, his father finding him the day after Father's Day is fucking soul crushing. Right? That's something that I can sort of attest to would be the most, like, your biggest fear in life. And unfortunately, that's what Ski Mask's father had to do. But we don't want to dwell on the negative. I put together that video to start the show because, yeah, we had Ski Mask on our show once, thanks to Husey, and we had a blast with him. And I went back through that episode and I was just pulling clips. I was like, he really was a funny guy. And he was a very strong personality, certainly a character, but a strong personality who would take over any show that he was invited on. And he took over our show. But unlike some others, you know, Ski Mask can come storming into a show and completely derail you and just start insulting guests and all that. But he was great with us. He showed us a lot of respect. We had a good laugh with him, and yeah, very sad. Rest in peace. And we do have some stuff referring to Ski Mask a bit later on. A little bit of a tribute from Gino Pasconti coming up a bit later on. Robbie, I know you didn't really know much about Ski Mask, but you got any thoughts or words on Ski Mask?
His Twitter account was kind of out there.
Yeah.
He because that was back when we were first starting, so I was like, oh, I'll follow him. And then he followed me, and then like the next day I saw a picture of his dick on the timeline.
Yeah, that sounds like Ski Mask. I don't think anyone has shown their ball bag on stream more. Well, particularly in the dabbleverse. No one in the dabbleverse has shown their ball bag on stream, but he might be a world record holder for getting the sack out on stream. Yeah, he was all, like I say, a great character. And, you know, regardless of what you thought about him, whether you liked him, whether you thought he was a bit of a douche or whatever, you can't deny he was one hell of a character. So, yeah, cheers to Ski Mask.
I have nothing near me, or I would drink something.
It's all good. All right, should we move into what we do around here? Yes.
Aaron's boring, and April adds nothing. It's gonna be great. We're scripting this morning. Come on. It's time for Movie and the Scrimp. It's time for Movie and the Scrimp. It's gonna be mediocre as fuck. It's time for Movie and the Scrimp.
Yes, it is. And fuck, Robbie, we do need to get the word out. Obviously, no one's really aware of us choosing this time slot. And looking at the chat, looking at our viewer numbers, it does feel like 18 months ago when Ski Mask was on, when we had six live viewers. Yeah, exactly. Throwback Thursday. So, but that's good, you know, nice little intimate stream for us tonight. It doesn't look like we're going to hit our goal tonight, I wouldn't imagine, unless these six people are the richest six people in the world. But yeah, Aaron, I'm going to start off the Aaron clips this week with a bit of goal talk. When the news came out about his Well, first of all, Robbie, did you see the violation, the violation of his release conditions for the
Yeah, I
revenge
saw a lot of
porn
people
case?
saying Aaron might go to jail, so that was exciting.
Yeah, well, I think the immediate thought about it is he's got a 90-day suspended sentence that
Yeah,
if
yeah.
he gets charged with any other crime, it triggers the 90-day sentence. And to me, I don't know, I'm no law talking guy, but to me, a contempt of court charge would fall into that category. I know your father's an attorney and you've studied a bit of legal in your time. What are your thoughts on that, Robbie?
I mean, I don't know Minnesota law, but I do know violating court orders and talking and doing what the judge tells you not to do usually doesn't go over well. So each state's different. Some states are much more forgiving about those things than others. So
yeah.
And
no, and that's the thing.
I would tend to think Minnesota would be one of the more forgiving states. They don't seem to have a real thirst to put people in jail for crimes. So
yeah, I agree. But we'll get a bit more into that when I get to that part of the clips. We're going to start, like I said, with some goal talk. And ooh, are we? What's going on here? Oh, there. So this was just shout out to Stalin 19. I've been going to his clips lately to pull my clips. I'm clipping the clip that Stalin clipped from Steel Toe. That's how this works. And yeah, this was the beginning of it, where Aaron's talking about the fact he's had no goals lately and life is great.
Pretty much a no-goal week this week. And believe it or not, and I've been very excited, and it's been great. And thank you guys so much for your generosity. I have, believe it or not, started to get complaints about no goal. I have had, now
look, people call him a liar. I don't, because I've received complaints that we don't have a goal on this show.
What?
People like, yeah, come on, man. Why don't you guys have a goal? We'd give you money, but you don't give us a specific amount to reach every
Who
single
says
day.
that?
Exactly, Robbie.
they've been maybe a handful, but it is amazing because, we always say, we're like, goal. It's the only thing we hate about doing this show. Really, it's the only thing in my life that I'm like, oh, God, everything else pretty.
Wait for it. All right. It's the only thing about his show that he hates. In fact, it's the only thing in life. Listen to where this goes, what this triggers, the thought in his head that this triggers.
Life that I'm like, oh, God, everything else pretty ace is pretty cool. Which reminds me, I do have to correct one thing real quick. So last night when I was addressing the bullshit, bogus, lawfare violation report thing, which we have a chance to, speak our piece about and contest it, and we are, they can't
all right, we're going to get onto that stuff shortly, but life is great. The only thing in his life that he doesn't like is the goal. And that immediately triggers the thought, oh, that's right, I'm about to get sentenced for my second conviction for crimes against women in the last 12 months. It's just no funny that everything in life is sweet. And then, boom, triggers that thought. So, yeah, you tell on yourself sometimes, Aaron, that perhaps you're full of shit and maybe life isn't as sweet as you try and suggest it is. The chat started to move a little bit. I appreciate it. Cynically Insane says, I've been told contempt of court is horse shit. We'll get to it. We will get to it. Pretty antisocials here. Hello, ladies. Well, Haley. We know it's Haley. We know Jackie's not here. What else we got? I've never seen you before. Is it Adric Jackson? If anyone is telling him that he needs a goal, it's people who want to laugh at him. 100%. We had Quadfather last week. 100%. Yeah, people telling him that are fucking with him. But he's got a little bit more goal or the no goal talk, more to the point. Doesn't end there. in our next clip, he's going to, elaborate a little bit more on people that are requesting the goal.
Had no goals, and we've had people actually saying, Aaron, when there's goals on the show, in a weird way, they kind of like it more. Now, I don't like worrying about the goal. It has been fun just doing shows and not worrying about it this week. I've had a great time. But I think I understand what they're saying, because the point they're making is that there's a drama. Like, there's a drama in the goal.
Yeah, there's drama in it. You get that, Robbie?
Yeah.
That makes sense to you?
Yeah.
The drama
People
of
don't
the
wanna see
goal?
him. There's a drama because people don't want to see him hit it. Like,
Yes. People want exactly. People want to see the flailing and the freaking out with
Exactly.
5 minutes to go on the show. Him freaking grabbing his head like this. We need to hit the goal. We need to hit the goal. It goes to Adric Jackson's point of it's trolls. It's people fucking with him to try and get him to go back to spurging out about money, spurging out about the goal, which great work, folks. Whoever those people are that are trying to get him back to goals, keep it up. Keep up the good work. So the final goal clip we've got is this is fascinating logic. Try and follow this, Robbie. Try and follow his logic about the no goal and what's happening on this particular day.
That I have been getting people saying, I miss the goal. And that, I hate it. I hate that is actually a thing, that people miss the goal today. All right, man. We've got, so $200 this day. So it's not even a full goal. It's not even a full goal today. It's $200. Now, that being said, oh boy, would I really love to knock that out early today and have our no goal streak continue.
You following this, Robbie? So they're upset about the no goal today, but then there's a $200 goal. But if you hit it early, it's a no goal week. It continues the no goal streak, even though there's a goal now.
He's got quite the people that can self-justify anything. I'll give him that. He can wrap his way into getting a streak going very easily, which is kind of, I don't know. It's
he spends so much time talking about NLO fans being low IQ, morons, retards. As a fan, I just scooched it back a few seconds. As a fan of Aaron, it's either background noise and you're kind of tuning a bunch of stuff out. But if you're listening and you listen to this, how could you not question this guy being full of shit? Again, follow this logic.
Really love to knock that out early today and have our no goal streak continue. And then everything else you throw in goes toward Monday. Boy, would that just be swell. Will it happen? I know you know me. We'll see. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, blah, 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 blah. Haven't had to say that much this week. I've had to dust that off now today. Streamlabs.
So thorough, Joe Burrow. Got a mission for you. From this week, I want you to get me a count of how many times he said Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, because I highly doubt he fuck me. I fucking lost how I wanted to word that. And then I was in this, I'd fallen down a well and I didn't know how to get out of it. But anyway, So Thorough Joe Burrow, task for you. And shout out So Thorough Joe Burrow. Very, very good egg. It was helpful to me when I reached out to him this week. So thank you to him. But yeah, there's a task for you in this week where he says he didn't say Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo very much. Let us know. Let us know how much. I know you follow it well.
PayPal, Venmo's a bit. I guess technically we're good till like 8:30, but let's see if we can't knock that thing down just a little bit.
What does that mean? Oh, I forgot to clip the end. Well, I'm not embarrassed that All the Smoke with Dominic Wilkins comes up as a suggested video. Dominic Wilkins is my favorite basketball player of all time.
All the smoke part's kind of embarrassing, though.
No, I actually quite like it. I think it's a good show. I've been listening to heaps of it lately. Yeah. It's kind of like, just to go off track for a second, about 10 years ago, I got into wrestling podcasts, starting off with the Steve Austin show. And it was because you're getting all these interviews with all of these wrestlers from the past. And there was this nostalgia, and you're hearing these great road stories and all that stuff. And then, after you've heard all these interviews, you kind of get over it. I'm kind of in that zone with 80s, 90s basketball now, where all of these legends from that era are going on podcasts and telling stories from what it was like back in the day. And there's a lot of fun stuff, a lot of fun stories. Echo Pineapple, Aussie guy, can you sing song nursery rhymes when talking to us like the professional Stinto? Yes. He didn't have anything for it. Like he did 2 lines and then he was done. Like, at least commit. Adric Jackson, can you just put in the chat if I'm pronouncing that correctly? Pronunciation of names is very important to me. If you give him tomorrow's money today, then he'll never have to beg for the goal. Yeah, that's if you stay ahead of it, it's like chasing the dragon for heroin addicts, right? If you can stay ahead of it, if you can get your next hit of heroin before you start to get the itch, before you start to, what is, fuck me.
I have no idea that one. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
I should with where I live. Like, there's just,
Johnny Arcade, you could sing about Aaron's itsy bitsy spider. Yes. The itsy bitsy spider atop of Aaron's head. That's it. I'm only doing what he did. I'm just doing 2 lines and leaving it at that. So yeah, on the goal talk, I thought, you know what? Yeah, we need a goal, right? And and it's obviously much more difficult for us. We don't do as many streams as Aaron. We just do the 1 and now the 2. So I did a bit of calculation. Oh, I am correct. Adric Jackson says, you got it, Aussie guy. I've got the pronunciation correct. Excellent. I did a bit of calculations, and it seems that Aaron's goals for the week calculate out to about 2,300, 2,500. Now, coincidentally, 2,300 is my monthly mortgage payment, which is due next week. So how about, everyone, let's hit that goal, $2,300. Supertip.gg/USLA. It's pinned in the chat. Let's hit that $2,300 goal. We got Supertip, we got Super Chats, PayPal.me/sussyguy. Get it over there. Pay my mortgage like people pay Aaron's mortgage. All right, let's get to the real juicy stuff of the week, Robbie. The hot legal talk. Let's start with Aaron and Gino. Oh, where did it go? There it is. Aaron called Gino to begin with to ask him about Ski Mask, and he actually broke the news to Gino that Ski Mask had passed. But later on, they obviously get to whining and complaining about Nick Recato, which is always fun.
I'll never get past how people don't answer, whatever. I'm just trying to think who said a year ago, somebody can just facing up to the truth and they're on their way back to normalcy, and other people are just trying to find new ways to lie, and they're lost.
Like,
they're lost.
What's so hard about going, holy shit? Like, it's self-evident that it was all a mistake. It's self-evident that it was all a disaster. It's self-evident that it was all a failed experiment. And the minute you can say that, it's liberating, because then you can laugh at it and learn from it and move on. But if you're going to sit there and keep defending it like you're a 14-year-old middle schooler who thinks all that shit is so cool while you traumatize children, then you're going to be stuck in that world forever, and you're going to drown in your own misery.
Yeah.
Is he hearing himself?
He might be the biggest projector of anyone that has like any sort of media presence in the U.S.
Yes, I always like to say he should be mounted on the ceiling of a boardroom because he's a projector. But no, as you heard him say there, look, you take responsibility, you step up, and then you can start to move on with life. You can learn from it and move on. So this clip will certainly not fly in the face of that at all, would it? Here's Aaron taking responsibility.
Wednesday, like it always was. It's stupid, but it does further show that this, while I may have done something I wasn't supposed to do, this was always about vengeance and this was never about justice. Like, two things can be true at the same time. I did what I did 100%. But if you don't think this was about getting me rather than, enforce, we just want what's right. Or was it about let's get Aaron? Not on the state side. But
so they're the ones prosecuting you, Aaron.
Yeah.
So this is him and he's convinced Kiki and Gino of this as well. They're convinced that it's Nick Recator litigating all of this. Now, obviously, Nick and Kayla, and at the time April, when they saw that he'd sent the nude photo, they went, got him. Now we can get him back for what he did to us. Like, yeah, of course. There's definitely a revenge element to it. But take responsibility, Aaron. Saying you did it.
Just because the government, or just because, wait, 1 second. Just because Nick wants the government to go after him doesn't mean the government has to. And just because the government is going after him, it's unless he thinks he's such a big whale or, in the pond, whatever the saying is, that they're actually going to resort to lawfare against the steel toe. Like, the government's going to waste precious resources to make sure this guy ends up getting a slap on the wrist or going to jail for something. Like, come on.
I have to do this, Robbie. You're the whale in the pond, buddy. But no, you're right. Again, convinced Gino and Kiki that the whole thing was to discredit Aaron as a witness, and you really think a prosecutor is going to go, oh yeah, I'll help you derail someone else's, another case that the state is currently trying. Yeah, we'll help you completely get off of that. Like, it's ridiculous. The lovely ladies, again, Haley, I assume, at Pretty Antisocial, have got us our first step towards the goal. Well, actually, no, I am counting, because it's a weekly goal. I'm counting the $47 we made on Sunday. So we're $2,253 away from our goal until now. Hang on, let me make myself big screen. Pretty Antisocial. Thank you.
guys, everyone just calm down. This violation is stupid and horseshit and all vengeance, not justice.
Yes. It's everything's horse shit when it's him. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted this one. And wait, no, I didn't want that one. What have I done? Oh no. Let's hang on and then say that.
This violation nonsense that we're contesting it's the same thing. It's let's get him. Because I've never violated this whole time. I've been extremely careful. Everybody.
That's interesting, Aaron, because an investigator seems to have decided you did violate it. So yeah, I don't know. But you're right. You're right. You never lie. Aaron never lies, does he, Robbie?
Nope.
Knows that. But there's a lot of people rooting against the toe. I've made a lot of people upset. And really, I've made a lot of people upset for the crime of admitting what I did.
Yeah, which is, regardless of the ridiculousness of that statement, it's also one of the dumbest fucking things you've done, you moron. If this plea gets rejected, now again, I don't think it will. He'll at the most, I think maybe they tax some extra onto his fine. Maybe they tax some extra onto his probation. I don't know. I'm not a law talking guy, but this is not going to put him in jail. It's not going to have severe consequences. But let's say, for instance, that the plea gets rejected and they go to trial. The felony's back on the table. Right? Now, you've got the plea then cannot be addressed. Like the state can't say, well, he pled guilty to this previously, because that's inadmissible. But what I imagine would be admissible is the
Hello? Hello?
Am I back? Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. I was about to have a panic attack.
Yeah, my internet's fucking with me. But anyway, sorry, back to what was the last thing I said, Robbie, before I disappeared?
Inadmissible in court, the plea
Yeah,
stuff.
the plea. So yeah, the plea, if the plea gets rejected, the plea would be inadmissible in court. But what I imagine would be admissible is Aaron saying 2 dozen times on his show that he did it. I sent a nude photo to Gino Bisconti. Like, this is how fucking dumb he is, that he can't shut his mouth for fucking 5 minutes. He has to talk about everything, and he had to immediately come out. Shut up until sentencing's done. Shut up. I imagine you're laughing at Eccles' comment, not me. Eccles says, Robbie had you covered. Hello. I imagine, since Eccles awake and he's a good egg, I imagine if I didn't return, he'd come in and bail you out pretty quickly.
No, he'd love to see me drown.
You don't think Eccles would throw you a life raft?
No. That fucking pineapple.
All right, let's let him finish this. Look at that. Look at that smug fucking face. That's why you annoy people, Aaron. It's that smug fucking look on your face, that punchable face.
That's what I've made people upset for. So if you have any other questions, talk to Todd Peterson. That's my attorney. He'll answer all your questions. We're still full steam ahead for Wednesday and the sentence.
I've got a question for Todd Peterson. Do you ever tell this guy to shut the fuck up? Just stop talking about your fucking case, you retard. Shut up.
Thing, then this can all be over. We can get our plea deal. Well, the plea deal's already been signed. That's already good to go. But we can have the sentence inside of that plea deal taken care of.
So again, he still doesn't get it. Like, he's like, the plea deal's already signed. That's until it's not, Aaron. Until it's not. You might find that the sentence the judge gives you're not happy with, and you want to pull your own plea. Like, this attorney, Todd V. Peterson, I don't think there's any more in that clip that's necessary, he either does not give a fuck about Aaron, and he's just like, it's another paycheck, I'll do the bare minimum, or he's the worst fucking lawyer ever. And I don't know if you saw his letter of response to this, the violation, Robbie. Did you happen to catch that on Twitter? It was flying around Twitter over the last couple of days. You didn't?
No.
So Todd V. Peterson wrote a letter or email, whatever, to the judge and said, we contest that there was any violation. He has had no direct contact with the victim. She is obviously watching his show looking for violations, and we would encourage her to stay away from that website. That was his big defense of Aaron, is the victim is in the wrong here. The victim's doing the wrong thing.
She's seeking out trauma from the guy talking about it, I guess, was his.
Yes, and it seems that even Todd Peterson, the attorney, doesn't understand that. He was told to make no reference, direct or indirect, no reference to her on his show, not just contact her and stay away from her. It was, you can't talk about her on a live stream, on Twitter, on anywhere, on any social media. It seems like Todd V. Peterson doesn't understand that. Johnny Arcade says, plea agreements have stipulations. You have to abide by them. If you don't, they give you your original charges again. Exactly. Yeah, and they'll take it to trial. And again, as I was saying before, you can go to trial, but now the state has a bunch of evidence of Aaron saying, I did it. Like, he's such an idiot. He's such an idiot. Pretty antisocial. It's the state PSI agent that found the violation. How can Todd not know this? No, exactly. And I think Aaron's going to get into a little bit of that on the next clip. But yeah, exactly. It's the investigator is there to, you know, if the investigator thinks it's nothing or it's if it's being blown out of proportion, he wouldn't bring it to a judge as a violation. The investigator decided it was a violation or thinks it's a violation and brought it to the judge, and they're going to address it. Johnny Arcade sounds like Kiki. If she didn't want to, bloody dog's barking. Jesus Christ. If she didn't want her picture shared, maybe she shouldn't have posed for it. Disgusting. I know. And Kiki, in the same breath, will say Patrick Melton revenge porned her with her fucking OnlyFans butthole pictures. It's like, did you not pose for those photos that you put online for money? You fucking retard. So yeah, thanks, Johnny Arcade. Final Aaron clip, I believe. I'm guessing the mailman was either here or someone's walking past our house with a dog. And of course, my dog has to assert dominance, you know. Where are we? Oh, yeah. So let's get to Aaron talking about this lawfare bullshit.
This lawfare violation report thing, which we have a chance to, you know, speak our piece about and contest it, and we are. They can't take any action on it until we have had our hearing. It doesn't sound like there's even going to be a hearing. I was wrong about that yesterday. It's not been given its own time for a hearing or anything like that. It's just going to be, we're going to address it at the sentencing Wednesday. So it's not.
Yeah, it's almost as if a guy was doing a pre-sentencing investigation and found some shit that will be fucking relevant to your sentencing. Yeah, fucking, isn't that crazy? What a fucking crazy turn of events. He doesn't understand his own fucking case. He doesn't know what's going on.
You'd think with how much he talks about it, he would by now, but
yeah, well, for him, it's just get on stream, you know, you show a positive face. Attitude. Yeah, a brave face. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. That's all it is. Again, that does not look like a brave face there now, does it? Jesus Christ. It looks like fucking a big black dick just got flopped out in front of him. It's about to wreck him.
I thought, you know, it wasn't the worst deal in the world. We were just going to go there and be like, this is bullshit. This is clear.
Yeah, that's what you do. You walk into court and go, this is fucking bullshit.
Clearly just lawfare. This is people clipping shit out of context, throwing it in every day.
Context doesn't matter when you've been told no direct or indirect references to a woman. If you did, context doesn't matter, Aaron. There is no context that makes it okay for you to mention Kayla Ricada, show her picture, any of that. I'll just scooch back a fraction just so we keep context.
This is people clipping shit out of context, throwing it in every day, throwing shit against the wall, seeing what's.
Sorry, that's the other thing. Again, it's his thing of it's Nick litigating this, not the state. And his other thing is that it's everyone in the I guess the dabbleverse, the sector, whatever, the people that will email prosecutors. Look, I don't know how many people actually do. Aaron says it's someone every day, but you know, like he thinks those people are the reason that these things come up. It's like, no, they have an investigator in charge of it. The investigator decides if anything's relevant or not. It's not, you know, it's not just a free for all. We just let everything in. It's, you know, someone actually has to look through this bullshit and figure it out.
People clipping shit out of context, throwing it in every day, throwing shit against the wall, seeing what sticks. Obviously what it is. And I thought it's going to be an extra pain in the ass, but we're still going to be sentencing Wednesday. Plea deal still there. It's going to be over. It's actually less than that. So I was wrong. I looked at the paperwork again. It's all part of sentencing. So, my attorney handled it brilliantly. Todd's the fucking Maze based. He's great. He's awesome. So
you're such a young hip dude. He's based.
So what's that even mean in context to what they're a lawyer and everything?
Well, he's based because he blamed the victim for Aaron's violation.
Isn't that what all lawyers do pretty much in a case like this?
My attorney handled it brilliantly. Todd's the fucking Maze based. He's great. He's awesome. So, crisis averted for yesterday. I was thinking that was a bigger deal than it was. Because conditions of release after Wednesday, there's no more release. It's done. It's sentenced. It's pled out. So it wouldn't really make any sense that the conditions of release would be modified or changed because of this thing, because there will be no more conditions of release.
Yeah, Aaron, it's almost like you're about to get sentenced and they'd become conditions of your parole and all of that. That's probably why it just becomes a part of your sentencing hearing as opposed to a whole other thing that needs to be addressed. Keep up, buddy. It's your case. It's your case.
And the probation part of it will start next Wednesday. So we're gonna shore things up over on our end, but I didn't violate so far. I didn't violate this time. We were planning on contesting the whole thing, but it looks like we won't even have to do that because the release will be over. So it looks like we're just gonna, my lawyer said, well, can we handle this at sentencing? Can we get a hearing, before the sentencing thing? The judge said we don't even need to do a hearing before sentencing. We'll just make it part of sentencing. Done. So I was wrong about that yesterday. I made it sound maybe like it was a little bigger than it was. I apologize for that. My bad. It was my misunderstanding. I'm a novice at these things. But there is...
No, Aaron, don't undersell yourself. You're not a novice at all. I love when he speaks for the judge. Like, he's had no contact with the judge, not spoken to the judge, but he'll gladly put words in the judge's mouth. Yeah. Todd V. Peterson sounds like a terrible attorney. Echo Pineapple says, Robbie Rant covering the white chick who protected Caitlin Clark. Something, something, black women, something, something, women. I did half the work for you. Jesus, Echo. Johnny Arcade said he specifically directed his audience to watch people he paid to come on his show and harass Kayla. The investigator isn't stupid. Yes. Now, Robbie, did you catch any before we move on from Aaron? Because that was the last Aaron clip. Sorry, am I keeping you up here, buddy? Do you need to go to bed?
No.
I'm boring you?
No. I can't help it if I yawn. Are you going to be all passive aggressive about my yawns now too?
Well, I mean, I've come into streams very tired on Sunday nights before. I've never once yawned during a stream. Like, I'm in to the game. I'm in for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, did you catch any of the? I almost set you a task today because there's been.
Would give you something to do.
Yeah, but I was actually like, nah, this would actually be uncomfortable and cringe. But Aaron's getting letters sent to the judge, like character witnesses, effectively. And one of them was from his mother, where his mother said, he's a young man that made mistakes, and he's turning his life around, and blah 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 blah. And it's like, well, when you get a character reference from your mother, I imagine the judge is going to go, yeah, all right, I don't really care what she said. It's his mother, of course. Of course she's going to defend him. A couple of the others are Gino and Kiki sent letters, which is also brilliant.
Really?
The two key witnesses in the case that have spent the last, couple of months blaming the victim and mocking the victim, they spoke to his character. So I don't know, Robbie, what do you think of the letters for
so that was a trio of letters in his defense? Was the mom, Kiki, and Gino? I think the judge would think this guy hopefully he didn't spread a didn't go near and far to try to find character witnesses, because if those are the only 3 that would actually do it for me, he must be a giant piece of shit. So
Yeah, and Patrick Melton brought up a good point. I was listening to his stream from yesterday, early this morning, and he brought up a good point that there's no letter from Johnny Crutches. Now, if you're getting character witness statements, what the judge is looking for. Yeah, what the judge is looking for is an impact on the community, how he's helping people out, how he's having a positive influence on the community. Getting a statement from, like I say, 2 key witnesses and his mother probably don't hold a lot of weight. But for Johnny Crutches to write a letter to say, this dude saved my life, he pulled me out of the doldrums, I've got MS, he provides me with a steady income, blah, 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 blah. But he didn't even, I don't know if it was he didn't ask Johnny or Johnny wasn't interested. I don't know. But yeah, the task I was going to set you, Robbie, was I was going to ask you to write me a character reference.
Oh, never mind. I thought you wanted me to watch clips. That was my task. That would have been.
No. Yeah, no, I was going to ask you. And then I was like, nah, like as funny as that could be, it does it probably would be kind of awkward. And I'd feel a bit fucking dopey while you read it. But fuck off, dog. Jesus Christ. He thinks Johnny Arcade, he thinks the investigation report doesn't matter because his release date from the investigation is over on court day. Never seen such a stupid man. It's bonkers. It really is. That, like, if I was up on any charges, I'd be all over that shit. I'm sure you'd be the same, Robbie. You would be asking a million questions of your lawyer, trying to find out exactly what you need to do. You'd shut your fucking mouth about the case. The only way you can harm yourself is by talking about it. That's why, pleading the fifth. Like, that's why people plead the fifth, in case you'll incriminate yourself. Aaron does not believe in the Fifth Amendment. He is, no, I'll talk about it when I want, to whoever I want. Echo Pineapple. Aaron is a great man. Always shares his conquests via WhatsApp. Yeah, that would have been Gino's statement. Gino has recently been like trying to rile up Nick Recader by like anytime. The other day there was the picture of Kayla that Kiki put on screen, and Gino was like, "Oh, I didn't recognize her because she's not naked. I've only ever seen her naked. I could look at that picture right now, Nick, of your naked whore wife." It's like, do you think that helps, Aaron? Like, it's
look at these outstanding citizens that are in my corner.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I was just reading this chat. Tyler, the perfect storm. I'm going to spar with Aaron in August. Is that true? Is that legit? As if that's true, we need video and everything. Also, when's Lee Priest coming on? I would need to know who Lee Priest is before I could give you an answer to that question. But at this stage, no plans to have Lee Priest on. But
you could have just said no plans. You'd have to be a dick about it.
Well, no, I don't know who Lee Priest is. Give me some more info. I might look into it, and maybe we will. Johnny Arcade, they do that and then go on panel with Nick and tell him to just drop it. Yeah, exactly. So hell yeah, it is. All right, so you are sparring with him. All right, I look forward to it. Keep us updated, Tyler, the perfect storm. I think we all love a good knocked out during sparring story. So either way, it'll be fun. All right, that's the Aaron stuff for this week. Oh, I've got a long clip.
What do you think? We're gonna do it, and it's going to be fun. Bing, 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 bing.
Yes, we're back to Kiki, and I was checking out her new show with Ashley Cummings. Have you heard of Ashley Cummings, Robbie?
Yeah, the comedian, right?
No. You're thinking of her sister.
Oh.
You're thinking of Whitney Cummings.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the actual famous one that people might have heard of. Yeah, you're thinking of Whitney. No,
Okay.
Ashley Cummings is her dumb sister. That I don't know. I don't know what she does. I don't know what her thing is, but she's popped up on MLC recently. Do you know what MLC is, Robbie?
I've heard the name many a time.
It's Misery Loves Company with Kevin Brennan. You know who Kevin Brennan is.
Yeah. Yes, we've talked
Good.
about him.
All right. Yes, that's good.
Are you just trying to make me feel as awkward as possible right now?
Yeah, a little bit. When it's just you and I, it's like there's less opportunity for you to just fade into the background. You know, I can hold you. Anyway, Lee Priest is Mr. Universe. Okay, I don't follow Mr. Universe, but if you can get him on the show, I'll have him on the show. How about that, Tyler, the Perfect Storm? You get me Lee Priest, I'll have him on the show. He also says, I was trained by Aaron Pryor, a real boxer, not some redneck Minnesota hillbilly. Now, don't you talk about Scott like that. My Scott, I don't know how my Scott's going. I haven't practiced it in a while, but I base it on obviously the Super Tip AI. Johnny Arcade says worst segment intro of all time. I know, Johnny, but it's also kind of the bit now that I have to go with it. All right, so we have one big long clip. I went to start clipping this show with Kiki and Ashley Cummings, and I couldn't decide when to stop the clip. And then it just kept going. And then eventually, after about 15 minutes, I went, all right, I'll stop it there. That's enough. That's enough. So we'll see how much of this we get through. But this is the first episode of Kiki and Ashley. Oh, I didn't actually select the video. Now we'll go.
Hey, love, how are you?
Can you see us? Can you hear us? Can you feel us? Is that silly? That was silly. This
It's adorable.
What, Kiki? The thing you say at the start of every show, or the video that you played before it? Because yeah, it is silly. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you feel me? I know we all love a catchphrase, but let it go.
Oh, do you mean the opening?
Yeah, I like our little opening. But
I
yes,
love it.
this is our like pilot of it's a Keanu Live, but
It's a pilot. Yeah, she's pitching it to NBC. It's going to be on their summer schedule. Fucking pilot. Jesus Christ.
Ashley and I are just going to hang around with you, get to know each other. We have some choice things to say, some things to take a look at. And if we like it, we may do it just every week or as much as you guys would like. So
we may never ever do this again.
We may never do it again. So get your money in now.
Get ready for Ashley Cummings. Now, Robbie, you know how annoying Kiki is, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it over many months.
Yes.
Get ready for Ashley Cummings to fucking blow her away in the annoyance factor. First of all, microphone too far away, so she keeps leaning
into
so
it.
hard. Yeah, so hard into it. But yeah, women, and Haley in the chat, I'm going to call you out. Women playing with their fucking hair all the time. What's
Jesus,
this
yes, and roast that.
Watch this bitch just continually fuck with her hair. Hang on. PH Social is back. It was so bad. Agreed. Ashley just talks all over Kiki. Again, great point. And Johnny Arcade, how many brain cells are we all about to lose? It's going to be rough, Johnny. It's going to be rough. And Haley coming in with damn it. Yeah, that's... Oh, wait. Fuck you, Aussie. I have 6 times the amount she does. It goes past my ass, damn it. I don't want to hear your bullshit, Haley, all right? And get them out of the way of your tits. You had a nice top on the other day. It's had a bit of titty popping, and you're constantly putting your hair in the way. So cut some of it off. I have to move it so I don't sit on it. This bitch wishes she had my hair. Fair. You going with the hair jealousy? Good job. No, it's all good. It's all good, Haley. You're entertaining. around playing with your hair. That's the cool thing about you.
You never know. I'm Keanu C. Thompson. If you don't know me, you must know me.
We have the Kevin bit. We're getting.
Damn it, I forgot to load the merch clip in. Is Keanu this fucking stupid? If you don't know me, you must know me. Yeah, that's right. I think because Ashley cut her off, she was going to say, you must know me, you're on my channel. But, of course, she is so dumb. Oh, damn, I went back too far.
Do it again. So get your money in now. You never know. I'm Keanu C. Thompson. If you don't know me, you must know me.
We have the Kevin bit. We're getting paid.
Yes, exactly. We're getting paid. Isn't that right?
I'm getting paid after this, so it's not a.
So
when I tell you this becomes the theme of the next 15 minutes,
Oh no.
like, I'm underselling how much we're getting paid becomes a theme of the next 15 minutes. Prepare to be fucking nauseated.
Funny that you did that.
Ashley Cummings, we adore you. You and I met on the BYB podcast. I had been watching you on Kevin.
Imagine that. Imagine saying that publicly. We met on the BYB podcast. No offense, Quad. We love Quad, but Jesus Christ.
Brennan, obviously. And I first have to ask, because I really truly don't know. I cannot keep up with everything in life, especially that goes on in that strange corner of the internet that I sometimes dabble in, the dabbleverse. How did you even start? What made you go on? Was it Kevin's show that you first went on?
So I went on.
Okay, this
all right.
Now that you mentioned the hair playing, now it's become noticeable. I thought you
We
put it up. Now it's back, and it's
back down.
I blink and it's in a different position. It's quite something.
Kiki saying I can't keep up with everything in life from the person I chose to do a podcast with. You don't know basic information about this bitch, but you've decided to start a whole new show with her. Brilliant stuff, Kiki. Big Greg says Kiki going to start taking notes from Aaron and start a goal. No, not even that, Greg. It gets crazier than that. Pretty antisocial. It's Pretty Antisocial podcast. Oh, you're cross-talking. You're cross-talking in my chat. How dare you? Tyler says, Keanu ain't worried about no stinky goal. She's rich, bish. Yep. Sure.
Kevin show for the first time in 2020, I believe. Or it could have been, somebody will know. It could have been in the beginning of 2021. So I did my first show with him in 2021, and then I continued to work 4 times after that for him for free between the years.
Robbie, how many shows have you done for free?
What episode are we on now?
Yeah, exactly. I need to go count that because I don't actually label them. But I think at this point, I think we did close to 100 Malletowns, and we're probably creeping up on 100 United States of Australia. So yeah,
so just a little under 200 episodes I've done out of the kindness of my heart.
Yeah. If you guys want Robbie to get paid, supertip.gg/USOA. Use his voice. We've got Robbie's voice now. Use Robbie's voice. He doesn't want to hear it. Haley saying, all right, that's it, Aussie. We're going to fight. Booking your flight to Australia tomorrow. All right, no, calm down. Calm down, Haley. I've seen your fucking guns. We could talk about this, all right? We can talk about it. Don't get too upset.
The 2021 and 2023, he asked me to go on his show. When was the last time? The first time was when I was wearing the white dress. That's what I know.
It was in 20.
What amazing information. First time was when I was.
Oh yeah, the tie she was on with the white dress.
The white dress. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I've got the date, the time. I remember it all. Yeah. Robbie, Echo Pineapple, Robbie shouldn't get paid. That's like me paying Mumbling Nick. Never going to happen. That's true.
I hate this pineapple.
Don't we all, Robbie? Don't we all?
Don't we all?
2021? That was the first time?
No, the first time I went on recently, I thought that's what you were asking me. The first time I ever went on was either late 2020 or early 2021.
Let's have an IQ battle between these two. Who's dumber? Oh, I thought you meant the first time recently, not the first time. The first time since the last time. The first time. Idiot.
Really? Okay. And just because of he just knew you through your sister or what have you?
So some stuff was going on with my sister, and Chad Zumock emailed me, and he said, "Would you come on Kevin Brennan's show?" And I knew Neil Brennan from my sister, and I met him a few times, and they were good friends, etc. I had no idea who Kevin Brennan was, but I said under one condition, that the show is called Justice for Eric Cummings. That's my father's name.
So that's her one condition. That's her father's name. All right. Now, Justice for Eric Cummings feels like there's a story behind that, Robbie. And Keanu's going to follow up for a change. Keanu's got some instincts for a change.
Okay. And that is for, I don't know the lore. You got to tell me, though.
Yeah.
Justice for Eric Cummings.
So I told you like the stuff about my sister right now, I can't really speak about too much, but I will when I can.
Oh, okay. So it has nothing. So it was about your dad that time.
That's the one that Kevin took down. That's correct.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice of him. Look at that.
It was very nice.
Kevin.
So that thing you made a point of bringing up, you're not going to talk about. Great stuff. Great stuff, Ashley. You should get paid. You should get paid to be on podcasts. That's brilliant.
Brennan. So you have actually known Kevin for years, kind of, I guess.
It's like 5 years, yeah. But just, as he made very clearly, not as friends, right?
Yeah. He can be, yes. Him and I have had our, what shall we call it? Ups and downs, but.
Yeah, you accused him of revenge porn when he shared your OnlyFans pictures. Remember that, Kiki? Yeah, was that was a down, I assume. That wasn't one of the ups.
I guess.
It's like 5 years, yeah. But just, as he made very clearly, not as friends, right?
Yeah. He can be, yes. Him and I have had our, what shall we call it? Ups and downs. But I know him in person. He's the reason, actually, the first show I did at Compound Media that's how I met my husband. Basically, he had a show on Compound Media called Burning Bridges, and that is where my husband worked. I had no idea really about it. I didn't really.
So Kiki now on her channel with her audience is about to explain to one person, her co-host, as to how she knows Kevin Brennan, how she met Gino, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, everyone watching you knows this, Kiki. You're literally just explaining this for Ashley Cummings. What a waste of time. Written Asylum. Gee whiz, Dean, watch out for the abos. Oh, I could get cancelled for reading that chat. How dare you, Written Asylum?
No, I was a big Howard fan, but I wasn't too much of a I really knew nothing of Kumia other than the name, right? But he had the Compound Media, and my friend Alan at the time, we were doing a podcast together, and we still do stand up together. I go on the road with him a lot, and I did this show called Burning Bridges.
Can we define a lot? I go on tour with him a lot. Have you left the state for anyone other than Aaron Imholte for stand-up comedy, Kiki, in the last 2 years, 3 years? Very interesting. Oh, fuck, went back too far.
And we still do stand-up together. I go on the road with him a lot. And I did this show called Burning Bridges with Kevin Brennan, the incomparable Kevin Brennan.
This sort of record is the best time I've ever had in my life.
So, and we used to do it all the time.
Incomparable or not compromisable?
He's
I mean, she's going somewhere with that, Robbie, but I mean, that's not even close. Incomparable and not compromisable. Not even close, Ashley. But keep leaning into that mic and playing with your hair.
Pretty compromisable. You asked him to pay you, and he did, right?
Here we go.
And I always thought he was a funny stand-up. I loved doing burning bridges, but yeah, he can be a fucking shit stirrer, and
he's like really mad at me right now, and he still owes me money. And it's like, okay, I've texted you like 3 or 4 times about money owed for services rendered. So,
so you're a whore. Is that what's going on? Look, I don't know KB. I enjoy KB's humor, but I've not been a MLC viewer because he takes everything down and puts it behind his paywall. I'm not paying to watch MLC, and I can never watch it live. But one thing I've learned from clips, etc., about KB, yeah, he's a cunt, and he's fucking with everyone. It's the show's called Misery Loves Company. Kevin Brennan is the misery, and he's dragging you all into it. That's why it's Misery Loves Company. So, Ashley, you want to get paid? Yeah, keep talking about Kevin Brennan's money. Keep doing it. Keep going on shows and talking about how Kevin Brennan hasn't paid you. It's going to work out well. Kevin Brennan loves that.
At this point,
he's got to pay you. He's got to pay you, Kevy. You got to pay.
Know what he's doing. He's going to do what he did the last time. He's going to be like, "Yeah, I'll pay you, but you have to be on the show this week." Like it's like always this like hook, and it's like, no, Kevin, it doesn't work like that.
Well, okay. So did he just invite you back on like recently, maybe as of 2 weeks ago? And then
He's mad at me about doing the BYB podcast, which I asked him permission to do. And he was like, I'm just going to pay her what he paid her, which was a very small amount of money. And I said, Kevin, if you wanted to
get permission from any of these men to do anything, that's crazy.
Well, that first of all, right? But second of all, I did 3 shows that day. And if you wanted to say, okay, this is her worth, this is what she got paid from that show, actually, Dan from Nice Stupid Podcast paid me $100 to go on Karmic's show. So that would be my worth for the day. Why wouldn't we pick the higher one?
Dan from Nice Podcast Stupid should change the name to Nice Stupid Podcast because, or actually,
did I say it wrong? Did I say it wrong?
Oh, look at that. Sorry. Let's focus in on Ashley there. What's the big clutching the mic and lean in and did I say it wrong? Hang on. Where is it? Oh, I'm not going to make too fun anyway.
Like, no, Kevin, it doesn't work like that.
Damn it,
well, okay. So did he just invite you back on like recently, maybe as of 2 weeks ago? And then
he's mad at me about doing the BYB podcast, which I asked him permission to do. And he was like, I'm just going to pay her what he paid her, which was a very
fuck's sake. I'm scooching
forward. Right. But second of all, I did 3 shows that day. And if you wanted to say, okay, this is her worth, this is what she got paid from that show, actually, Dan from Nice Stupid Podcast paid me $100 to go on Karmic's show. So that would be my worth for the day. Why wouldn't we pick the higher one?
Dan from Nice Podcast Stupid should change the name to Nice Stupid Podcast because, or actually,
did I say it wrong? Did I say it wrong?
No,
it's like the microphone's a burger. She got fucking 2 hands around it. She fucking dived in there. Our great friend James Baumert is here. I like this Aussie guy. He also says, Aussie guy and Robbie, the dynamic duo. Thank you, Baumert. I noticed fucking Carl from WATP is calling you James Baumert. What the fuck is wrong with that cunt? We all know it's Baumert. Baumert. B-O-W-M-T. Baumert. That's how I've heard him pronounce it.
There's an R in there. You didn't talk about it.
No, I'm saying the pronunciation. If you spelled it phonetically, B-O-W is in bow. Take
yeah,
a bow.
No, I see what you're saying now. Sorry.
And then the Baumert.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Arcade says $100 is her money for the day. $100. Yeah, I know. Well, 130. Quad paid a 30, which he agreed to 20% of the net, which very generous, to be totally frank. Look, maybe he made a little bit of extra cash that day because Ashley Cummings is a dumb cunt that got emotional, and it drove people to try and troll her, which, you know, that's fair enough. But yeah, I don't know. You got way more than you deserve. On Carl from WATP, Balmont says he's a crippled nerd. Very good. Oh, Balmont, by the way, we're $2,247 away from our goal. So, you know. Supertip.gg/USOA. I'm kidding.
Just sus. He's just like kind of rude, but I'm glad he's paying you money to do things that not things like in an untoward way, God forbid. But
I love that you use that word untoward. Like people have forgotten about it. Untoward.
She has got that Ashley Cummings has got that classic dumb bitch voice, you know. I love that you use that word. Untoward. It's so great. I love being here. Jesus. She's like literally the stereotype worst dumb bitch to listen to. It's amazing. When I was listening to this, I was like, Kiki's not as bad as I thought. Like there's lower rungs. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, yeah, I'm going to call you out on this, Balmert. Mert, not Mart. Well, I don't pronounce the middle letters because you don't either. You just throw it together. Balmert. Anyway, focusing too much on I'm just in love with James Balmert. He's the best.
Good.
I love it. Yeah, I'm a Kevin Brennan. Even when he didn't like me, I knew he liked me. But again, with the payment thing, yeah, I mean, he always pays his guests depending on how much he makes or what have you. But my husband, when I started going back on there, he said, my husband, if you don't know Gino, you'll know him. If you're new here, I can't imagine that.
She did it again. If you don't know Gino, you'll know him. What does that mean, Kiki? What does that mean? Haley, stay away. Stay away from Balmert. All right? He's mine. No fucking chance.
You are. You know Eugene. Yeah.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
There's so many interesting things about him. Yeah. He was like, and you better fucking pay Keanu for the 2 times she did for your show, because I would never ask or anything, but you know, pretty much, I mean,
why wouldn't I ask you, why wouldn't you ask?
Because I go like, I don't know.
I fly into Perth at 3, so get ready. 3 what? Fucking June 30th? You ain't getting here that quick. They try and scare me. Ahab gets his comment brought up because I clicked on it accidentally. Keanu the feminist asked Gino for permission for everything. All right, I'm glad I pulled it up. Great point, Ahab. Johnny Arcade also says the Visconti divorce arc is going to be amazing. Yeah, I think we'll get to watch it play out live like we got to with Aaron and April. It is going to be glorious. I should stop bringing up all these free chats. You know what? From now on, you want to fucking comment, Red? Minimum $5.
Wow.
I just like being a piece of weird.
For fuck's sake, Bauman, I got to bring up a fucking free chat again. Imagine the poor doorman who has to listen to this dummy just to drop a load. Love you, Balmert.
Furniture in Kevin's bizarre world of his podcast. I don't know. I don't mind.
At all.
Yes, of course. Right.
Okay, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
But no. But believe me, I am thankful. I'm thankful for any time he pays me. Or like sometimes, like one time I did his show twice in a day. He had already sent me, he already Venmo'd me, and then I just went back on just for some laughs. Like, and I was like, please do not bother sending me any more money for today. But you should be compensated. I agree with that. You should be compensated for
what? For what? Being a dumb bitch on a podcast, just talking bullshit? Is that what you should get paid for?
everything that you do. You're not a comic, not like I can understand if you were like a comic and like this was exposure for you, but no, you're like, I am a yoga guru, hot ass bitch, and
Women have to do that, right? Hot ass bitch. I mean, sure, I'd bang Ashley Cummings, fine, but she's nothing special. But yoga guru in Los Angeles, you may as well be homeless.
Like 1 million.
Yeah, exactly. It's like saying you're an actor in Los Angeles. Oh, hello. I fucking peppered him up. I peppered him up, Robbie.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie rules. James Balmert with an amazing $50. We love you, Balmert. You're very sweet. Thank you so much. I guess because you mentioned your name, I guess I got to give you a piece of that now.
I was making a mental note of it. Yeah.
For services rendered. Jason Amace popped in as well. Thank you, Jason, with the $5. Feels a bit weak after Balmert, but $5 is great as well. No, of course. I appreciate all the donations. What an asshole. Wow. Is it Sunday morning already? Where did the week go? Cheers, guys. Yes. For those that are just joining us, this will be a regular time slot. Sunday's continuing. We'll continue with Sunday, but I do owe members only shows, and I was thinking of a day where I could do some member stuff from time to time. And then I was like, you know what? So much stuff happens during the week that we don't necessarily get to cover on the Sunday show. And I was like, oh, it's worth throwing in another show. So yeah, look for us at this time, 9 to 9:15 on Thursday nights will be a regular time slot going forward. Let's see if we can continue with these dumb cunts.
need to pay me for my time. I get that. Yeah.
Whatever it is, if you tell someone you're going to pay someone a certain amount of money on in a certain way, and you're going to change that, let them know. I mean, I don't know anyone besides Kevin that talks about money more than Kevin.
I do. That's a great point. I mention to my drug dealer all the time, hey, dude, when you say you're going to get me some drugs at a certain time, it'd be great if you could. No, I don't have a drug dealer. Just being silly.
And this whole little area of the internet. So to ask for what the compensation for the time that I was told that I would get paid, it's not wild. It's wild that he still hasn't paid me 2 weeks later.
Okay.
But
hey, Robbie, have I paid you from like 3 months ago when I said I was going to give you some money and I never did?
No. The next time I'm bugging you is, I think it's July 29th, my phone says. The calendar, it says there's a reminder to pester Ozzy for money.
Yep.
I'm sure that'll go well as the last couple times.
But no, you need to start going on other podcasts and bitching about me and complaining about it. That's the way you actually get paid. Yeah, take note. You know, I'm sure
that'll ingratiate myself to you by going on other podcasts and saying how cheap you are.
I would love it. That would be funny to me, to be totally honest. I'd love to see you get out there more and do some other shows and all that. And yeah, I would expect you to take shots at me because you know I take shots at you anytime I can.
But again, so Kevin and I have a different hit.
Hey?
You do?
Only if you come up.
Oh.
Yeah. If someone knows you, Look, and the chat can back me up on this. Robbie is loved, right, everyone? Robbie is loved in our little community here. And I know Shmuel Buckman's a fan of you when I've been on Shmuel Buckman's show. He likes to bring you up and then gets distracted and we never actually talk about you, but he's a fan of you. Anyway, let's go.
His little brother is best friends with my little sister. They made a movie together. You know, I've spent Thanksgiving with Neil Brennan, etc. So I think we have a little bit of a different.
But, like, instead of just saying, it's like her way of when you write, you know, when you put a period at the end of a sentence. For her, her vocal period is etc. Like, there's no etc. We had Thanksgiving dinner together, etc. Like, what's the etc. in that?
Well, I'm assuming taking dick would be the etc.
Oh, jeez.
Bauman's backing us up. He said Robbie rules. So yeah. Are these two skanks going to scissor or what? It's the only thing that'd make it watchable, I think. Is this true, Sam Bibley? The great Sam Bibley is here. Sam Bibley, just everyone, make sure you know Sam Bibley. Liam flashed the gun at Shmuel. Oh, I hate when it's breaks up the line. Anyway, Liam flashed the gun at Shmuel Buckman and scared him off. Is that legit? I sent Shmuel Buckman the link unsolicited because he has sent me the link to his show probably a dozen times when I'm in no position to go on his show. And I saw he went live earlier and I went, I'm going to send Shmuel the link unsolicited. So we'll see if he pops in, but he'll probably do a 3-hour show, 5-hour show, something like that. The great little Lemmy's here. Evening, gentlemen. I'm gonna replay the video I played at the start of the show at the end of the show. I did a little mashup of Ski Mask on our show, and you get some mentions from Ski Mask, and yeah, it was great. So I'll play that at the end. Stick around, Lemmy. You get some good mentions from Ski Mask. Coach Benjamin Leviathan, member for 2 months. Thank you very much. Ashley should only be paid not to speak. I agree. So you want me to just sit here quietly and not add anything to the show? But she's not there for her looks either. Again, I'd do it, but I don't set a high bar. You know, the bar's very low for me. I'd fuck a black snake with an infested arsehole. Only if you held its head. The great Rodney Rude. I stole that from him. Look him up.
Thing, but maybe not because
I get that.
I don't know him that well.
Right. And you're like, you're just thrown into this going like, yeah, I should be compensated for my time. I'm not here for
pay me what you said you would pay me. And the day that he owes me money for is kind of silly. And Chad, of all people, like tweeted like, Ashley, this is not a good look for you. I was like, what I was as surprised as maybe Kevin was pretended to be when that whole thing happened on his show. But the last time I went on, he was like, oh, come on. Like, I was like, how much? And now it's like, I thought it was a funny inside joke. It was like, I kept saying 200. And he goes, I'll pay you $1 a minute. And I texted someone, I was like, does $1 a minute even make sense?
See what we're dealing with, folks? She had to text her friend and say, does $1 a minute even make sense? Well, it depends how many minutes, Ashley, and it depends how you value your worth. Now, most people in life make under $60 an hour for employment. Most people. So $60 an hour, pretty fucking good. Pretty good. And what do you provide for your $60 an hour? Zip. Nada. Zilch. I missed Mud Sharks Unite's comment from before is gone, but Dave Serra sent us. Dave's here. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you sending people over. Mud Sharks Unite. Ashley is the worst. She is fast becoming. Kiki's been the worst for me for so long, but wow. And I mentioned on Sunday, this is the thing about Kiki, is when she can get alongside someone who's willing to faceplant way worse than her, she comes across as not as bad. You can look past her absolute moronic retardation because you've got Ashley sitting here complaining about the same fucking money from Kevin Brennan. What do we think of my Ashley Cummings, everyone? Are we on board with it? Do we like my Ashley Cummings impersonation? Let me know in the chat. Oh, Baumet bringing up some Australian history. Ashley is a worse tragedy than Port Arthur. The Port Arthur massacre for many, many years was the top mass shooting. It was the world record holder for mass shooting. I think he took out 37 people. Martin Bryan. Yeah.
Anymore.
Well, at the time, and for a good 20 years, I think he was the record holder. Yeah. And then some people, started to get accurate, I guess. And
I thought you were going to say up their game or something.
Yeah, fire out, more rounds and all that shit. But anyway.
They're like, no, Ashley, ask for at least $10 a minute. And I was like, for $10 a minute. He's like, fine. And so it should have been $10 a minute. I haven't done the math on what that.
There is people with brilliant talents, people with capabilities of fixing the world's problems that are not making $10 a minute. You vapid cunt. You're not worth anywhere near any of this. This is insane.
That was that day, but then the next day, and since then, it's like, I'll pay her the $30, and it's like, okay, well, you haven't even paid me that. But if you were going to
30, yeah, okay.
If you were going to pick the rate of that day, I did 3 shows that day, and the BYB guy gave me 20% of his net, which was $163, so it's $30 or whatever. Kevin had already established the 20 or 25%, and then Dan, as sus as you might think he is really cool and always pays on time. I'm not. I don't know who's out here working for free. And then, there's other people, I guess, that pay to be on Kevin's show. And I'm.
If you look at it a certain way.
You're right. Actually, it's a good point. Good point. Ashley kind of got that sore face, and Tuna backing it up, saying as in Jigsaw face from the movies. Yeah. Leo Gunn says Shmuel Buckman raid. Thank you, Shmuel. I wonder if he'll jump in. He's got the link. He can jump on at any time. And Leo Gunn also says, what are we watching? Two Dumb Twats. Yes. I see what you did there. See, that's a take on Two Broke Girls, I think. I think that's what he's doing, Leo Gunn. The series that Whitney Cummings was a producer on. I don't know how much she had to do with it, but that's part of her fame. Anyway, fuck, how long we got left here? Or 4 more minutes of these.
Yeah, I'm just not one. I'm not like that person, I guess.
Pay to be on it. Yeah, I bet they do. Okay,
yeah,
so
there's a few people.
Yeah. So this exclusive is all right. So Kevin told you I'll give you $1 a minute.
Well, so we were texting. I have the text. He said I'll give you $1 a minute, and I thought that was like a joke. Like, do you remember Miss Cleo? Like the psychic, like I think she charged $1 a minute or something. But that was like in the 80s, and
phone sex as well. Like similar. I think that was probably more like $2-3 a minute. Not even that. It's not even phone sex. It's a dumb bitch crying about her fucking horse.
I texted a friend really quickly because I was doing 2 more show or 1 more show at that point, and I was like, "Does $1 a minute even make sense? Like, I guess that'd be $60 for an hour." But then he's like, no, absolutely ask for $10 a minute. And I said, $10 a minute. I have the text. He was like, okay, fine. And then I went on and it was like, and I told him about the BYB thing. I told him about everything. People said, Ashley, he's not going to pay you anymore if you go on BYB. And I was like, I'm going on BYB. I actually got off his show that day because I had a commitment and I am a woman of my word. And I was like, I'm doing the show. And he was making fun of me about it, but he was like fine with it, if that makes sense.
It makes.
He's making fun of me about it. He was fine with it. Yeah, Kevin will fuck with you, and he uses people with his money, and it's it's fucking broke losers that he fucking preys on with it. And one of the clips from Ski Mask that I didn't put in my little compilation at the start of the show, but one of the things Ski Mask said on our show 18 months ago, Robbie, 18 months ago when Ski Mask was on our show, he said he's bringing on all these fucking losers that he knows he can control and he can manipulate. And he said he knows he can't do that to me. He knows he can't do that to Stancil. He knows we'll call out his bullshit. It's 100% true. It's been going on over the last 18 months to 2 years as Kevin Brennan just cycles through broke losers that will say, yeah, I'll come on your show and do this, let you do this to me because you're gonna pay me some cash. Like, it's amazing. Every one of these morons from, Zumok, who goes on a fucking, he'll be out of the Kevin Brennan business and then bitch and complain on his show for weeks after that. You've had, I'm losing track of names of all the people that have cycled through there, but so many people get to the point of like, he didn't pay me as much. Stuttering John was another one. He didn't pay me as much the second time as he did the first time. I'm going to pull the curtain back a fraction, and because Patrick never talks about this kind of stuff, but I've been paid to go on 2 shows. Well, 1 show, but I went on twice. I've been paid twice for a podcast, and it was This Little Piggy. I've been on This Little Piggy twice, right? And I didn't expect any money. I went on it for the exposure to get, to be seen to a larger audience. Didn't want any money. Wasn't asking for money. Patrick was like, shut the fuck up. You were a part of the show. We made money. You get money. I was like, fucking awesome. The second time was nowhere near as much as the first time. And Patrick said, hey, man, didn't get as many super chats or super tips. This is all it is for this week. Still love you. I was like, yeah, I get it. Like, you don't have to pay me the same amount every time. Well, you don't have to pay me at all, but it does it works upon what money you make from that show. And like, that's basic, obvious economics, I guess. Kevin, if a show goes well and he makes a ton of money, he will be more generous. But if you go on there and you get paid a good amount of money one time, and then you expect that every time thereafter, you're a leech and you're a fucking loser, and go away. Thoughts, Robbie? I haven't said anything for a while.
I just agree. You were on, why would I interrupt you? You were on the roll there. Like,
no, I didn't want you to interrupt me. I was just, once I was done, I was like, if you've got anything to add, by all means, otherwise I'm going to press play again.
How much did you make on the BYB?
I'm not talking money. Not on BYB.
Okay. See,
no, I'm not.
Don't ask me to say something.
No. But I'm not going to talk specific numbers. Like, that's, But no, it was the first time I got paid to be on a show. And I've heard Patrick say it, co-hosts get paid in his world. Co-hosts get paid. And I can attest to that. Like, I was a co-host on that show that day, or those 2 times, and he came through with it. But yeah, no, I'm not these 2 dumb cunts. I'm not talking specific numbers. It's nice when someone says, hey, you helped us out. Here's some money. It's appreciated. I'll do that for Robbie one day.
Sense.
That's awesome.
And I obviously had no idea what I was walking into with that, but
no, you should be compensated for your time, especially since it's like you're not.
Kiki needs to stop saying that because Robbie's going to get it in his head.
You are there by just out of the kindness of your own heart. It's not like you're not a like public. Well, now you are, I suppose. Kiki and Ashley live. You're not a public person. You have a career in yoga and all of these things. So it's like
you've got a career in yoga and all of these things. Yeah, that's why she's sitting on a podcast screaming about Kevin Brennan having not paid her for appearing on a podcast. Yeah, she got a lot. She got fucking irons in every fire. I love that you always censor the name, Peter Scott Parker. I like Dean's new background. Yes, when I do this time slot, when the kids are at school and daycare, and I can actually be in the house. And we just recently bought a desk for our spare room, and I'm actually sitting at a desk for the first time in the history of any of my podcasts, I'm sitting at a desk for the first time. So it's a great time. I don't know if you all picked up. There's Bluey in the background there. Anyway,
it's like comics will. I wouldn't pay to go on anyone's show, but I would go on people's shows for free for years. I mean, I would go on podcasts for free. Compound Media, I don't know how many I went on, unless I ended up hosting a show for someone. I mean, I wouldn't expect to be paid, and I was just there for the exposure, most likely. But like with you, it's a different circumstance.
That makes sense for you, and like you're.
Little Lemmy. A desk? Someone's doing well. Hey, there's a thought though. Fill-in host, Robbie. If you ever want to host a show on your own without me, you take the money from that show for sure. 100%.
Oh, gee, thanks.
If you prep a show and host it and everything, that show would be all your money.
I'd probably end up owing somebody money somehow.
Life plan. It was my.
So I'm gonna let this play. I'm feeling the need for a quick pee break. Can you control the video, Robbie?
Let me see.
My sister actually that said, "How much did he pay you when I did the first, second, and third and fourth for free? How much did they pay you?" I said nothing. Yeah. She goes, "Well, they got paid," and she was very mad. That's why when he asked me to be on his show again, I was like, "How much will you compensate me?"
It's so funny because when I started going on his show again, it wasn't that long ago, maybe a couple of months ago, Gino said, "Are you going to fucking pay her for the content and everything that she's given to you for your show for the last 2 times she went on there for free?" I'm like, Gino, stop. No, but he did.
But
so.
Think about I get it. I get what you're saying because maybe for like somebody that's trying to be a famous comic, it's exposure, it's this, it's that.
But that's not you. Right. Exactly.
Right. But also for him to constantly say that he's like this daddy and he pays everyone. It's like, but you don't. And then 2 or 3 people are like, he's punishing you. And I'm like, I'm not playing this game. Like, just pay me.
So Chad said it's not.
We'll never have to hang out again, you know. Wait, what?
What did Chad say? It wasn't a good look for you to
ask. While Chad's like going to Super Tips and had made all these like posts.
Oh, sorry, there's so much to address there. I don't know that KB so much calls himself daddy, as it's everyone that watches you fucking losers that go on his show that say he's your daddy because he's got the money and he's going to throw you a couple of dimes to be his little dance monkeys, be his little puppets. Sorry, go, Robbie. You going to say something?
I was just going to say it was weird how she's like, I don't know, maybe he's trying to punish me. Like, what do you mean by that?
Well, no, that is that. I think that certainly does happen when KB feels people are getting out of line and not towing the company line. I guess he will punish you. He will fuck with you and go, well, no, you're only going to get, instead of 200, I'm only going to pay you 50 this time because I control you. Like it is. Look, KB's like a lot of people like to say KB's fucking, devolving into Alzheimer's or whatever, and he's losing it. I think KB knows what he's doing all the time, and it's been his game for a long time. Again, misery loves company. You think he's not deliberately fucking with these people? Of course he is. Little Lemmy, is somebody going to get that girl some dry shampoo? Yes. Yeah, you weren't here earlier, Lemmy. When we started this clip, I said, watch how infuriated you'll get by how much this bitch plays with her fucking hair. Jesus. Ahab, your paper boat floats into the sewer. You look in the sewer and Ashley is smiling back at you. I see what you did there. We're nearly done, folks. these two bitching about money is nearly over, and then we can go into some fun Gino.
About how terrible Melton was and this and this and this. Literally in that like 24 hours, like makes a public comment on Twitter that was sent to me. Ashley, asking Kevin for money is not a good look.
Why do these people always have to say it was sent to me? You're scrolling Twitter, you saw it, right? Like, come on, man. Come on.
Ashley, asking Kevin for money is not a good look. I'm sorry for everyone and anyone. Asking for money that you have been promised is never a bad look. And now it's already 2 weeks. So if I was working at a restaurant or I was working at wherever, like my paycheck would be due. And it's just silly because, you know, I don't get it. That kind of thing. I mean, I don't want to talk about it too much. I mean, it's not like bothering me that much, but it's also like,
isn't it? It's not bothering you that much. This clip is 15 minutes long, Ashley. 50, and they're not done, by the way. I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to stop the clip at some point. I'm like, we can't go all night. You know, like we have to end this clip at some point. But yeah, it's not bothering it. But also comparing it to a real job is the dumbest thing you could have done, because a real job has a regular schedule that you would be expected to show up. But a real job also, they don't pay you based on their profits. They pay you a wage that they then factor into overheads, which is what Kevin is doing by when he makes a certain amount of money, he can pay you a certain amount. But when he doesn't, yeah, you know what I mean? Whereas a restaurant or somewhere like that, they're like, this is what we pay you. Everything we make above that is ours. Like Kevin doesn't do that. If Kevin makes more money, he gives you more money. It actually seems like a pretty generous thing to do, despite the fact that Kevin is a nasty cunt. But that's part of the fun of Kevin. And I'll say right here, right now, Kevin doesn't know who the fuck I am. I'll come on your show for free, Kevin. Do you want me on your show? I'll come on for free. I'll never ask you for a dime. Don't invite me on your show. I don't want to do it. All right, that's that. Little Lemmy. Ashley seems like a three-finger kind of gal. How big are MKE's fingers? Because, like, Robbie, hold up your fingers. I don't think she'd be a three-finger from Robbie. Come on, hold your fingers up. So you reckon she could take all three of those? Ugh, interesting. Anyway, one more of our dummies.
Have no loyalty to those two pieces of shit. Like, there's no loyalty among all the fake people. Everyone in the chat, they're all fucking losers that fucking live vicariously through this shit. They have no fucking lives. Shut the fuck up with your opinion. It's a friend of telling you, shut the fuck up and talk about things you know about, but don't lower yourself to the level of this bunch of fair? No, you're not allowed to say to me, let's say you were stolen, materialistic piece of shit.
Oh, you dropped the ball because you saw little Lemmy.
I was laughing at that still.
Little Lemmy is wet. God damn, Robbie. I've always said about Robbie, when Robbie's eating a sausage, he only knows when the sausage is finished when his fingers hurt. Isn't that right, Robbie?
You're an asshole.
Yeah, I know. Starting out, I decided to. I've talked about this in the past, and I decided to clip it for a change, so we can talk over this, Robbie, because this is the famous Gino silent intro, and you'll see from the video that I do a bunch of skipping forward just to show you guys like how long it takes for a fucking Gino show to start with dead fucking silence. So here we go. This sits like this for a little bit, as you can see. Just skipping forward. And no movement. No movement. Oh, is there anything going to happen? Anything? Oh, here we go. All right. So this is what plays before every show. Yeah, it's all in complete silence. Oh, we got something coming. Something.
To the Iran
There we go.
I want to do something else up top. And Arnold.
3 minutes and 19 seconds or 17 seconds probably of dead silence. someone like myself who, yes, I have these shows on YouTube, but I'm on my phone at work, right? So I lock my phone, YouTube Premium, shout out. Lock my phone, put it in my pocket, and go about my work. If you click play on a Gino video, how long would you last before you went either fuck this or I'm going to skip forward? And at that point, what's the point of having an intro at all? Seems pointless, right? Right, Robbie?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm still a little upset you made me put my hands on the show.
I made you put your hands on the show.
Yeah, you made me. No, I definitely saw that comment.
Wait. Oh, that was. Robbie's hands look like they've been dead for a few days. Floating in water. That is good funny. That is good funny. And that's a good comment, Peter Sky Parker. Oh, very, very good. This reminds me, last week, the Sunday show, you asked if we were doing a show because it was Father's Day. And I said, well, it's not Father's Day in Australia, and my kids are in bed by the time we do a show anyway, even if it was Father's Day. And then Ekel put in the chat, just because it feels like he's your dad, Aussie guy's not your dad, Robbie. And I was just reminded of that by you just saying you made me put my hands on screen. I didn't make you do anything. I asked you to do something and you did it. And you got Lemmy wet. So it was all part of the, All right. Let's go to Gino actually fucking making some sound and noise on his piece of shit show. Now, this is go subscribe to Gary Biscayne on YouTube. Gary Biscayne. That is Gino's brother's YouTube channel. And oh damn, I've lost track of there we go. Yeah, Gino I think he does the occasional live stream from there, but mostly he just posts videos, and he posted like a 40-minute teaser of this episode, and it's entitled Trump, Tucker, and Ski Mask. And let's go from the beginning of a classic Gino unprepared rambling beginning. Is it? What's going on?
I am not gonna lie to you. Hell.
Sorry, before that, little Lemmy coming in with Niagara Falls over here. Yes, indeed. Robbie is all Peter Scott Parker. Robbie is all nice, sitting there, not harming a soul. Yep, it's his it's the self harm that's the problem.
Pinched my thumb, so I am
right on cue. Right on cue. It's the self harm that we worry about. PSP or perhaps harm from his brother, but that's the story for another time.
Story for another day.
All right, Balmert. You say Tucker funny. I say a lot of things funny. All right. I say Bisconte and Bisconti interchangeably. NJ Ranger. Fucking click the link. He ball washed Ted Cruz so hard in this stream. At least they got a little shout out from me. I nearly clipped that, NJ, when you got the shout out. Tucker. Yeah, that's how we say it. Well, don't let me. But click the link, NJ, if you're fucking awake. Come join us. Bring the money in. Come on. It's fucking dead around here, money-wise, except for Baumet and Jason and Mesa. Oh, I'm pretty antisocial. Anyway, let's continue. We'll be here all night.
Hello, everyone. I am not going to lie to you. The only reason I'm here is because I want you guys to yell at me for having another temper tantrum. I'm so spoiled. I get to fucking just work with the wife every day or the brother or have Larry come by. By the way, I'm yapping.
Every time he starts, he's moving shit around on his fucking nothing is set in place. We discussed it. I showed the video 3 minutes, 19 seconds before he played a video that then went for fucking 4 or 5 minutes. You're not fucking ready at that point? Baumet, no, that's Moody. Moody would say tit It's a tint. That's the fucking Kiwis that don't pronounce their E's correctly. I say tent. Tent. Fucking making me enunciate. Jesus Christ. Look at this drunk. His wife getting run through. Yeah. Thanks for that, for dropping that story, Balmont. Again, Kiki's still upset about people finding out a secret. This is a long comment from Little Emmy, and I'm bringing it up without looking at it because I love Little Emmy. I'm so friggin' stoned right now. Lots of edibles. Been smoking pretty much non-stop all day in honor of Ski Mask, but I don't drink. But I digress. Fair enough. I think Ski Mask would appreciate overindulgence no matter what it is. I think that was the theme of the demise of Ski Mask. Overindulgence. A cautionary tale, but hey, he was a hell of a character, and he fucking lived life to the fullest.
Make sure that I put the sound on. Can you hear me? Yes, you can. That's amazing. And I'm on the camera.
Yeah, wait till you're live before you make sure your mic's working and everything. That's always perfect. Good idea.
And I'm getting a call from the wife right now. Hold on. Your ears must have been burning. I just started the stream, and I said I'm so spoiled that I get to work with you or Larry or my brother. Now I'm just here alone.
You're streaming now? Okay, I'll be home soon.
I started a minute ago, and
so Kiki on the phone sounds like her Nick Recator impression.
Oh, so you're streaming now? I'll be home soon.
Leo Gunn, RIP, rest in peace, Ski. Yes, and Lemmy, love you, Ski, for sure. I'm actually going to, I've got enough. Before the show ends, I'm going to down an entire can of beer in honor of Ski Mask. An entire can of beer in one hit, if you know what I mean. Not. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue. Again, we'll be here all night.
I suck.
What?
No, I said I just started a minute ago. Smartass said, if I had 53 thumbs down in here, I'd be ecstatic. All right, all right, baby, I'll bug you later.
All right, love you. Bye.
The wife does shit. The wife goes out and about. The wife lives her fucking life. I got to tell you, obviously the elephant in the room. Shout out with Gino was wrong.
Oh, he's going to talk about you, Robbie.
Wrong? No, not really. I wasn't wrong. I'm right. Well, how was I wrong when I threw a temper and I'm all sweaty? I got to get my fan because I am telling you. What's the line from George? I took a shower. It didn't take. I drove 3 hours. Oh my God. Yo, thank you. And by the way, Stephen Bravo, shout out, buddy.
All right, Gino, I'll show you how to do it. All right. So you click on it and you go, Peter Sky Parker. Oh, wait, this is James Bauman because the chat moved. Put the doorman on the phone. Fuck you. Peter Sky Parker. How the hell can Gino and Kiki tolerate each other? Little Lemmy. I like Kiki now. She's fucking it. All right, Little Lemmy. She's fucking adorable. You're banned from the chat now. What the fuck is that? Peter Sky Parker says, I'm sure it won't last. Shades Cal popping in. Just popping in to say hello to Leo Gunn. Good day, sir. Everybody have a great night. Thanks, Shades Cal. Anyway, point being, Gino, you bring a chat on the screen, fucking read it for the listening audience. Don't just react to what you've read and then respond to it as if everybody knows what the fuck is going on.
I don't know what I said. Like, I don't believe Chad. I don't believe you're mad at me. But if you are, I apologize. If I said if you can't afford $5, whatever, but I think he's lying. Regardless, if you're mad at me, however you feel, stay that way because I always see you taking good care of my girl. So yeah, I don't know where that came from. What was I gonna say? Oh, this guy's a troll. Jesus Christ. Hey, dummy, get over to Rumble and hit the dislike button. I'll never. Okay. So yesterday, and then I'm gonna have a couple drinks to my buddy Ski Mask, and maybe I'll stop drinking. Maybe as an homage to Ski Mask, is this it? What happened? All
right, this is the theme. This is the theme of the Gino segment. I'm gonna scooch it back, but before that, Leo Gunn says, Don't you just love Kiki's little baby voice, little Emmy? Bing, bing, bink. Well, you did it. You did it, Leo. It's your fault for this.
Together. What do you think? We're going to do it. And it's going to be fun. Bing, 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 bing.
Everyone in the chat, you can blame Leo Gunn for that. He brought it up. Little Emmy, LOL, I have her on my soundboard. One of the great moments in BYB history. We all love when little Emmy gets her bitch on, gets her cunt on, if you will, and she sees someone being dumb on a show because Lemmy on BYB would often sit back. She picks her spots, and I think when Lemmy speaks up, it's usually very prophetic, very insightful. And every now and then she'll see a dumb bitch and will fucking go in hard at her. And during the Clippergate, when Kiki was going after Will Heron, etc., little Lemmy had a very fun exchange with Kiki. And then recently as last week, the Ashley Cummings, when little Emmy jumped on stream with Ashley Cummings and Ashley Cummings said, "Shut up," to Lemmy, I was like, "Oh, no, you didn't." Nuh-uh. Little Lemmy is about to fucking smack you back to your little fucking yoga studio, you fucking yoga bitch. Anyway, where were we? Let's continue.
Homage to Ski Mask. Is it?
That's right. Sorry. I remember I'll say it. This is the theme. So listen to how long, right? So an homage to Ski Mask. See how long he sticks on that thought process.
Homage to Ski Mask. Is it? Oh, is this it? What happened? What happened to the guy? Are you the guy? Gino sucks cock for bus fare.
So about 3 seconds on his homage to Ski Mask. Oh, Robbie added. I was going to give him a big intro, Robbie. I know you've got the controls, but I just fucking add him to the stream out of nowhere. Fucking hell. The great intro. NJ Rangers. You do. You're becoming a big star in the Dabbleverse. Schmiel Buckman is leeching onto you, which is incredible. Every other day I see you on Schmiel Buckman's show. I'm like, fucking hell, you're fucking watering down our brand by just.
It's gonna be me or Dave Sarah or sometimes both. So
yeah, let Dave Sarah waste his time. No, I love you, Schmiel. I love you, Schmiel. He hasn't clicked the link today. He's getting back at me for never clicking his link.
Oh, he's sticking it to you.
He's sticking it to me. Oh, Lemmy's a fan of you as well, NJ. Oh, holy crap. Hey, Ranger. She's wet again. She is just fucking dripping today.
I got to do something about my hair if that's true. Yeah, that's a lot better.
You do actually. There's a little bit of similarity in look to Granny with you and Granny.
I'm happy you say that because I thought that you were going to say there's a similarity between me and Gino, which I've gotten before, which is like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Time has ravaged him. You're fine. You're all good.
There and then walks. Yeah, is that you or are you stealing his bit? Oh no, I showered. I just showered. I went pretty happy, Jesse. I fucking made myself go out and jump a little rope.
Remember, he was about to pay tribute to Ski Mask, but he's gonna confirm that he showered. It's good. I'm glad you did, Gina. I showered too.
Good job,
NJ, you shower?
Yep, earlier.
Yep. How about you, Robbie?
Yep.
Yeah, you went down to the local car wash and got a spray down?
Today. That was nice. I've been getting that in. Beautiful day. Sun's out, guns out, skies out, thighs out. But I'm going to be honest. Look, I watched the Dave Rubin thing last night. Maybe that's why the extra. Maybe. And here's the. I forgot. I forgot to go into the YouTube and make it subs only. So hold on. I'm going to go into sub. I'm going to YouTube. I'm going to customize it. I'm going to mute me. Shut up, Gino. No one cares.
All right, so he's going into subscriber only chat. Look, there's a lot of members chatting in our chat, so I assume they're subbed. I'm going to assume Little Lemmy is subbed. I don't know that I've ever seen Leo Gunn here before, and it's great to see you, Leo, legend of the Dabbleverse.
Leo Gunn, my
we
man.
all know Gino ain't got no guns. Very good. Yeah, legend of the Dabbleverse. Some great Stuttering John memories with Leo Gunn. But Leo, are you subbed to the channel? Because if you're not subbed, dude, I might have to go to subscribers only. Can't have you in here talking shit. Oh, hello. We fucking smoked him out of the rabbit hole. Shmuel Buckman's here. Hello, Shmuel. How you doing, Shmuel? He's fucking boomering it up. He's frozen. All right, let us know when you. Oh, we can hear him clicking. Click, 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 click. He's clicking around.
How are you? We're doing it.
I'm going to press play, Shmuel. You just let us know when you're with us.
Because I don't mind you shitting on me at all. I don't. Hey, it's a free country. But you got to be a sub. I'm sorry, buddy. You got to be a sub. Got to be a sub. And watch this. Any duration. I won't even make you wait a full minute to tell me that I suck cock for bus fare and then walk. Won't even make you wait a full fucking minute. That's just how good I am. That's how daddy do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a pretty good guy about it. Oh, look at that. Texan Patrick P. treating me like a stripper. Look at my man Texan Patrick P. treating me like a stripper. It's funny because I am spoiled. I'll tell you that. Gino, I'm off the course like piss and back on the Tito's. So let me pre-apologize for the shit I defiantly.
Is there anyone here familiar with Rumble and how it works? I assumed you wouldn't. This is how they bring up Rumble rants. Well, more to the chat other than you. NJ might. I knew you wouldn't know, but it was more to the chat. Can you not bring up a Rumble rant like we've only got what have we got? We got members chats. Can you not do that with Rumble and just do that? Why do you have to share screen and show all of that stuff?
You 100% can. Why do we know this? Because of one Aaron Steel Toe Imholte, right?
There you go. Yeah, they're great point. Great point. Oh, that's Obama. Bama says, I can't fucking sub on my phone. Dayla forgot to send me the link. That's right. I do remember that from weeks ago. That's I don't know how to change that. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Because it's like what happened to all our subs when I was on our channel, remember? I DM'd you or something.
Well, no, he's talking about membership. You can't, if you're on the YouTube app, you can't become a member of the channel. You have to go through a
like Safari or something.
Yeah, go through a internet ad. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What happened to Shmuel, by the way?
Yeah, obviously it wasn't. Oh, he's back. He's back. How about now, Shmuel? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Sorry about that.
Good. It's all right. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me on. We tried to send everyone over to you. So
yeah, some people popped in.
Cool.
Yeah, it was good. We appreciate it. And thank you for joining us. I thought today was a good opportunity, especially when I saw you go live. I was like, I'm sending him the link because he always sends me the link when I'm in the middle of something at work. I'm like, yeah, not today, Shmuel. But I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt. I do look at what time it is in Perth and say, well, maybe he'll come on. So don't ever feel obligated.
No, keep sending the link. One day I'll fucking go take half an hour in a quiet corner at work and I'll jump on with you. So by all means, send it. It doesn't harm me to get a notification on my Twitter DMs that I have a link to your show. But no, thank you for joining us. I was going to say, Robbie, about our members numbers going down. It's just the fact that Rover comes in, dumps memberships, and then like those memberships end. You know what I mean? So every month when those gifted memberships run out, our memberships drop. That's just how it is. So if Rover's not around or no one's gifting memberships, we don't have a lot of people signing up for reoccurring memberships. And I understand because I'm I've not been good with membership content. We are going to get better with that. I do promise we are going to get better with that. But yeah, whatever.
Is Rover? I met Rover in Vegas at Hackamania, and you were the first thing he brought up.
Oh well, that's
so that was very cool.
That is cool. Oh, that's I love Rover. He's great. I feel like Ray DeVito though. Like when I say, "Oh, Rover's a good
He's
egg.
a good egg."
That's like I'm basing that on the fact that he's dumped hundreds of dollars on us over the last few months. I've not actually really had any genuine interactions with Rover, and I don't know if Rover wants to be a guy, quote unquote, but I would be more than happy to chat to Rover. Oh, Baumert says he also likes this Shmuel guy.
Wow.
So,
it's the first person tonight.
There's not many, is there?
Yeah. You can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. Ray DeVito, speaking of Port Arthur, I don't know if Ray DeVito's got the brain power to orchestrate slaughtering 37 people, but in one at a time, like in one go, the conjecture is perhaps he's 37 hookers, but or 80 hookers or however many, but I don't know if he could do it all in one afternoon. I don't think he's capable of that.
Just
anyway, let's get back to
his drives along Route 80 are,
I-80 in it.
Random missing people. That's about it.
Yeah. Little Emmy says he could do it, but he would probably do it on accident.
Yeah, I saw that. It made me laugh.
That's one of the things different between our speech and yours. Americans say on accident. Australians say by accident. It's just a little.
It really depends upon in America.
Yeah, I've heard it both ways in America.
There you go. All right.
Let's ask Ranger. Ranger is my official speaker of the language.
No, I defer completely to Robbie. In the words of Brendan Schaub, I heard it both ways. It's just a narrative.
My thing that always drives me crazy is people who do get in and on wrong, like in Long Island, except instead of on Long Island. But
no, you know what? Do you know what gets me? One of my biggest bugbears is people that think of is have. I could have gone there.
Yeah.
No,
oh God. I don't know how many times I've like one of my closest friends, Justin Cincinnati, does that, and like I've almost muted his number because I think he if you catch me in a wrong time and you have some like terrible story about your day and then you mess up with that thing, it's like I don't care what happened to you, go away.
Leo Gunn says I met Shmuel and Ranger at Ray's birthday party last year. In fact, I liked everybody I met there. Except for Ray.
Thank you, Leo.
Isn't that great for his birthday party?
I mean, look. To be fair, Dean, Ray was, and look, it's his birthday. I can't really knock him for this being extremely drunk, but like Ray was like white girl wasted, and very, very much like singing TLC level white girl wasted. And it's like, okay, we're in like a local spot, Ray. Like let's kind of
yeah.
He was. He kept grabbing mommy to dance on his lap, or you sit on. I shouldn't say dance on, but like sit on his lap. He was what we would call intoxicated in any language.
When he was white girl wasted, did he sound like Ashley Cummings? Was he like, "Mommy, you wanna come sit on my lap, mommy, dance?"
No, but it was comparably annoying to that. I'll put it in similar ranking.
And he gets very close to you when he's drunk.
Oh, he's one of those, is he?
He's like very affectionate, like in a kind of a weird, and he sweats a lot, so it's like.
I'll be honest. I'm a hugger. If I'm out at a party, having a good time, and I'm drunk, I'm a hugger. I'll put the arm around you. all of that. I'm a bit like that. Little Lemmy says my son pronounces the L in half, so he's like half. Usually something like that would drive me nuts, but I think it's very cute. It's because it's your son.
How do you say OFTEN?
Often. I don't pronounce the T.
Often.
I don't pronounce the T.
I don't pronounce the T either. Because I did once, and an English teacher scolded me, and I've like remembered that for the rest of my life.
The pronouncing the L in half reminds me of the Family Guy, the cool whip. Cool whip.
It's ruined.
And then they get, and they guess the way it's like, oh, come on, that one doesn't even have an H in it.
People say in this street, I will have a drink with you. Because look, I'm just gonna say what everyone knows. Oh God. La, 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 la.
What the fuck, Gino?
This is fucking deranged, bro.
Wait, going back.
I'm just gonna break the news.
Damn it. I'm so bad. I'm so bad at picking how far to go back on these clips. The amount of times I go, I'm going to go back and re-listen to that. If you listen to any of our shows, I'm like, I'm going to scooch back, and then I'll press play and I'll go, fuck.
Look at him.
Now I'm going to go back too far. But anyway, let's go.
I will have a drink with you. Because look, I'm just gonna say what everyone knows. Oh God.
I'm just going to say what everyone knows.
Oh God.
And then exactly. And then just get up and walk away.
La, 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 la. Where do we yeah. Hold on, everybody. Look at this. I'm let me tell you, Gino sucks cock for bus.
Gino, if you're going to say, look at this, like for me, for example, right? If I were to right now go, look at this cup, right? It'd probably be better to go, look at this cup. It's not even Christmas. Well, but I'm drinking out of it. Oops, let's click that instead. You're a tiny little part of the screen and you're telling people to look at this. Let's see if they can figure out what you've got in that tiny little box there.
Fair may not be a fan, but this is a fan, and I'm going to plug it in. Give me 1 sec.
Great.
Oh, by the way, I just unplugged my screen, which is not a big deal because I know you guys can still see me. Let me wiggle it. Hold on.
Because it's not you.
Hold on, I can't. I'm flying blind, people. I hit some kind of button and it turned off my screen. I do that sometimes, but I know you're here. I know. Oh, there you are. Everyone reappeared. That's fantastic. Thank you for bearing. You got fans because you can't afford air conditioning. No, I have air conditioning too. I do. I actually have 2 air conditioners.
I mean, why even respond? Why bring it up? But why respond? No, I've got air conditioning. What are you talking about? If someone said to me, you're living in a hot box with no air conditioning, I go, yeah, whatever. Let's move on. No need to bring that up. Like, who cares?
Oh, Gene, you never let it get to you, though. That's what I admire about you.
Never will. Mr. Blue Sky, who in the looks department, Eckle Pineapple rated him a 7. He is a good-looking man, though. I do give him credit. He's a good-looking man.
True.
Dean is one of those people who's afraid of Christmas being erased. That's right. That's why I'm drinking out of a Christmas cup in June. It's not the fact that it was the only clean cup or glass in the house, and I'm under strict instructions to get the dishwasher on after this. But as Mr. Blue Sky says, but I digest. So yeah.
First, they want you to get it in the dishwasher. Then they want you to organize the dishwasher, and then they expect you to run the dishwasher.
Yeah, look, I got to say,
it's a horrible world we live.
Actually, reminds me of the Louis C.K. bit where his wife gets angry at him because he loaded up the dishwasher and then he didn't turn it on, And she's like, why would you do that? He's like, what do you mean, why? He's like, does she think I loaded the dishwasher, closed the door, went to press the button and went, you know what? Fuck her. Just walked away. I always love a long chat. And when someone takes a lot of time to put a long chat, it's probably worth bringing up, sight unseen. Peter Sky Parker. When you think about it, words are just weird mouth sounds. And it's even weirder that we have symbols to represent those mouth sounds. And it's even more weirder that those symbols and mouth sounds. Wait, what? What? You left me hanging.
Oh.
When you think about it. Thanks, Peter.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, as it were, if you will. Jeez. Mr. Blue Sky says, Eccles sounded like he would have rated me a 9. Now I'm slightly disappointed. Yeah, it's a good point. I just did a Gino. Disappointed. I didn't pronounce the whole word. It's a good point. Eccles is flaming. He is a fruit. So
that was the first time he saw Mr. Blue Sky was on my stream. And he was just in the chat and he couldn't stop chatting about how good looking Mr. Blue Sky was. It was very funny.
I did love that. I watched that episode. I did love how boomer you were, and there was some Mr. Blue Sky stuff that was just completely flying past you. You had no idea what he was talking about. I was like, this is fun. This is peak boomer schmule right now. It was
there's more to that story, but I'll save it for another time.
For sure. We're already 2 hours and 15 minutes in, and I've still got more clips. There's only a little bit left of this one before we get on to the Ski Mask tribute. Gino's going to pay tribute to Ski Mask, so you know.
And a cat. So you couldn't be Mule. Oh, Mule. Ski had some golden moments on In Hot Water. Yeah, like I'm gonna get it. We're gonna have to have a couple drinks to Ski. Like I'm very lucky that look. Watch this, Gino. How often do you jump?
Did anyone count? Was that another 3 to 4 seconds that he spent on Ski Mask? Someone brought up Ski Mask.
He's gonna get back to it, and you're going to love the context in which Ski Mask untimely demise is framed in towards not at all a narcissistic take from Gino, because why would it be?
Not
It's
at
so
all.
selfless.
No, it's almost like you know the clips I've got, NJ. So yeah, let's get into the Ski Mask tribute. You may notice a theme here, as every time Ski Mask gets brought up, it's classic Gino. But let's go to the first clip as Gino gets into paying tribute to Ski Mask.
Time. So yeah, where was I?
So that clip started. I couldn't be bothered going back and re-recording it. I just went, fuck it. He was going to have Anthony Cumia on, but he couldn't do today. As if Anthony Cumia would, like, seriously, if Anthony Cumia is going on here in Hot Water, he should come on this show, for fuck's sake. If he's going to lower himself that far, he should be a guest here. Anyway.
On today, but he can't. He had to do it another time. So yeah, where was I? Oh, I was just rambling. I guess he does. I think he was giving it to him anyway, but I will get back to what Mule said.
Remember how I did the chat tutorial before? I guess he was, but I don't know. Guess he was what, Dino? The chat says, is Stancil, I can't actually read it because of the tab on the screen in front of it, but is Stancil getting Ski Mask's YouTube channel is what the chat says. Gino just reacts to it, doesn't give the listening audience any context to what he's talking about.
I was giving it to him anyway, but I will get back to what Mule said. Ski Mask was Ski Mask was incredible, and I'm glad to say that he proves me right about a lot of stuff. All right, so.
So that's what he loved about it. Ski Mask proves him right about a lot of stuff. Now, we've talked about Gino and his nose before. Again, I don't want to distract from his very poignant words here, but just take a bit of note of how much attention Gino pays to his nose in this.
Look at that face.
Yeah. Sorry, NJ, were you going to comment on something there? Or
I was just gonna say, Ski Mask was a bright and gentle soul, and what really matters about him is that Daddy is always right.
Yeah. Yes, 100%. Gino was right.
Proves me right about a lot of stuff. All right, so hold on. You know what? I should really get a drink because I'm gonna eulogize my friend, so to speak. But trust me, I'll do it. Yeah, he died. He dead. Joey Dago. He did.
Imagine that. I'm going to eulogize my friend. Yeah, he did. He did, Joey Dago. He did. What a fucking eulogy. You imagine getting up at a funeral. You get up to do the eulogy. He did. He did.
I don't know.
I drank that much. Didn't kill me.
Yeah, exactly.
Ski's dead. We're over it. Well, I thought it'd be nice to tell some cute in hot water stories, you know. Oh, look at that. By the way, shout. Yeah, see, I know I'm not crazy. By the way, thank you, Johnny Bravo. I don't know where that rumor came from, but I've seen Bravo give memberships to my wife. He just.
All right, so what did we get that time? Did he last about 10 seconds on Ski Mask? I know he did make it about himself pretty quickly. So it probably was the 3 to 4 seconds again. But yeah, this eulogy is firing on all cylinders at the moment.
That's our boy.
Let's get to our next one. Because as we know with Gino, he gets distracted. He goes off on tangents, but he always gets right back to where he was before he got distracted. So he gets back to Ski Mask.
The weave.
So where was I? Oh, yeah. It's not ski hat, it's ski mask, people. So as I was saying, I like ski mask proves me right about a lot of shit. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't wrong yesterday. I was wrong to lose my mind on you guys, but I hate to.
All right, so that one was super short. Let's see. I'm gonna look at the ticker on the clock. We're gonna get an official time on this one. Let's go back to the start of the clip. Let's see.
Hairs. I have nose hairs. Okay. So where was I? Oh, yeah. It's not ski hat. It's ski mask, people. So as I was saying, I like ski mask proves me right about a lot of shit. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't wrong yesterday. I was wrong to lose my mind on you guys, but I hate.
8 seconds. 8 seconds.
So his losing his mind had nothing to do with Ski Mask's death? Is that
zero?
Just totally unrelated?
Zero. He
Totally
explained to me that he was bitching out his Rumble chat the day before. He was like, I don't know if you watch on Rumble. It's like, yeah, Gene, slow down. I don't want shit on Rumble. Like, and if I was gonna start, I'm gonna start with with whiskey. What was the title of this show? That's the other thing. We know in hot
Whiskey
water.
Wednesday.
Whiskey Wednesday. But when it's Tuesday, that's the problem to me. Is it also still Whiskey Wednesday?
Every day's Whiskey Wednesday in Gino Land.
Only the ones that end in Y.
Yes.
Yeah. Gino, I beg you, please go all in on the Gary Biscayne channel. Please go all in. I can't do Rumble, man. It's so frustrating to try and clip off of Rumble. It's fucking such a brutal app. Please just fucking put everything on YouTube again on the Gary Biscayne channel. Nobody dob on him. Nobody report him. We want Gino to have a channel. We don't want him to get band evasion. It's his brother's channel. Gino doesn't control it. All right. Let's just leave Gino alone. Let him get back to YouTube. Mr. Blue Sky over on Super Tip. Thank you very much for the $5. It's only right that I send a super tip. You pulled up free chats of mine and others, and also your show is enjoyable. Thank you, Mr. Blue Sky. We appreciate that. Yeah, it's very kind. Very, very kind. Not as kind as Balmert, though. His fucking shifty burger. Such an asshole. No, thank you, Mr. Blue Sky. Good looking egg. Good looking egg is Mr. Blue Sky. I'm comfortable in my sexuality. In the fact
All right,
that I'll
well,
take your
I
dick in the ass.
I swore there was going to be a
Who you say?
connection between Ski Mask and him saying he yelled at the chat the day before. Like that it had something related to Ski Mask. It's so Gino.
No, I'm giving you everything. And again, so this is, he did a 40-minute teaser on YouTube. Like he put up 40 minutes of the show. He may have talked more about Ski Mask on Rumble, but I don't count that. He put this up on YouTube and put Ski Mask in the title. He put him in the title of the episode. So I've clipped every moment of him talking about Ski Mask in this 40 minutes that he put up on YouTube. As we get to, I believe we're up to number 3.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to get a little whiskey and I'll tell you some Ski Mask stories. But Ski Mask, I will say this. I like Ski Mask. He proves me right about shit. Like the thing about Ski Mask is we fought many times. We got into many tussles. I was very angry with him when I told Stancil to host the show along with my guy Phil Mangione, and Ski Mask showed up and I felt like he sabotaged it. We got into fights, but we always came back around. And another time.
So just before we go on, he wants to tell Ski Mask stories immediately. We used to fight all the time, and this is the time he pissed me off, and this is the time he made me angry. You're
Cute moment
killing it
of Ski on In Hot Water, and also the chat that he had up. I was gonna say for the duration that I saw him, Gene, this stream, the plot was less about Ski Mask and more about Gino likes Dave Rubin, and Gino is mad at Tucker Carlson for asking relatively basic questions that Ted Cruz was unprepared to answer for. And going back to Gino yelling at his chat, including yours truly, was lighting his ass up. That like and then Gino brings up this tweet from Laura Loomer that has a FARA document, foreign agent registry, whatever, that Tucker Carlson, apparently, in her words, Tucker Carlson was paid 6 figures by Qatar. She posts this document, and even Gino has to admit, well, it doesn't say anywhere that he was paid money. So, that old chestnut. So, like, go ahead. Sorry, Dean.
So, one thing I picked up, he was annoyed at Tucker Carlson. So Tucker Carlson asked Ted Cruz what the population of Iran is, and Ted Cruz went, I don't know. And Tucker Carlson goes, you don't know it's 92 million? Like, how do you not know that? Like you're calling for an overthrow of their government. Why don't you know that? And Gino's like, oh, why would anyone know that? I was like, no, I wouldn't expect you to know that, Gino. I would expect a fucking God damn it, I'm losing the word.
A U.S. Senator.
There's
US
only
Senator, 99 other people in the fucking country with that job, Gene. It's not like, I'm a desk clerk at a Wawa.
I'm just hitting the chat. I've always got to bring this up. Love this Aussie guy. Thanks, Palmer. Love you too. But no, this is the one I wanted to. No, that wasn't the one I wanted to hit. The chat moved again. It was. God damn. Don't you hate when you just want to bring up something simple and then you make a big deal out of it because you're an idiot? Mr. Blue Sky, am I a bimbo? No, you're a mimbo. You're a male bimbo. You're a mimbo. Yes. The great
good looking
Simon.
and talented. Hard combo to find.
Yeah. Tucker Carlson is correct, in my opinion, and everyone else is openly paid by Israel. So what if Qatar paid him? Qatar pays everyone. They got fucking so much money. That's how they got the Soccer World Cup. This is a fucking Australia bid against Qatar in that. Australia was never getting the World Cup, don't get me wrong. But more to the point is like, how did Australia waste millions of taxpayer money going up against Qatar? Like, it was so dumb that we tried to get the World Cup going up against Qatar in the most corrupt industry in the world. FIFA is one of the most corrupt fucking groups.
Exactly.
It's all about the money. Anyway, we digress, but I digress. Let's get back to Gino. He's fucking paying tribute to Ski Mask. That's what we're doing here.
That's what it's all about.
I believe.
Sorry, I'll scooch back a couple seconds.
And another time, I believe I got into quite a little beef with Quadfather. And again, it's not the Friday show, guys, unless he's in here.
At this point, right, this is the moment for me where Gino needs to see the irony in what's going on here. Like, we understand the demise of Ski Mask, like, incredibly too young, like way too young. A 30-year-old man to die like that is way too young. We know the reasons, the overindulgence in alcohol, plus all kinds of other drugs, etc. Gino is so broke. His brain is so broken. I'm just going to do that last bit again. To be this easily distracted.
Quite a little beef with Quadfather. And again, it's not the Friday show, guys.
Gino, do you not see how damaged your brain is? I mean, maybe it is like Robbie. It's just some fucking ADD bullshit where he can't focus. But fuck, man, like, well done, Robbie. Comedic timing. That wasn't totally legit at all. That was comedic timing. I'm giving you benefit of the doubt. Shades Cal. Do you know what's funny? The chat moved and I brought this up. Don't pull up this comment. Too much digressing. A lot of the levels are right. But I meant to bring up this. Shades Cal. Thank you for the $2. NJ Ranger.
Hi,
Seems like
Shades.
Shades was going to bed too. I don't know how word got to Shades that you were here. Maybe there's some telepathy or something going on, but Shades wants some NJ Ranger action. That has become clear to me. Appreciate it, Shades. But NJ Ranger, you've got to get in line behind Robbie to get a dime out of this show. And when Robbie's in the line, that's a long fucking line.
The poor Chinese women at the buffet just lose it every time they see him coming.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one before.
Oh, Robbie throwing shade.
No,
we closed.
No,
Shmuel's never, and in fact, Shmuel makes a point of saying, I'm not here for the comedy. I'm just the guy that has opinions and talks about them. Isn't that right, Shmuel?
Exactly. I don't do comedy. I'm comedy poison.
All right, let's get to our second last mention of Ski Mask on Gino's video that he posted that had Ski Mask in the title.
Geraldo, oh, he had a problem. His problem was he loved drugs. He loved drugs. He had a relapse. He OD'd. That's it. And fucking Ski Mask. I should find the clip. If I gave a fuck about show prep, about the old fucking stuff, look at this. I could go on this.
Or if you gave a fuck about Ski Mask, maybe that. You can put him in the fucking show title. You give him a fuck at all? If I gave a fuck about the show prep, yeah, I mean, fuck your show, Gino.
It's like you give more fuck, or you care more about Ski Mask than he does. You actually put more prep in your Ski Mask bits than Gino did, and Gino says to actually know Ski Mask. So.
Also, I'm shocked that that Gino owns a T whatever Samsung SSD.
Yes.
Good for you, Gene.
Well, he owns it because Anthony Cumia got the people at Compound to load in hot water on it and then hand it to him when he got unceremoniously dumped by Gavin McGuinness.
It's a lot cheaper than paying him another week's salary.
Yeah, exactly.
Notice that Gino deflects there and says that Ski Mask had a drug problem to totally deny the alcohol problem.
Well, to be fair to Gino on that, it's just how I clipped it. He was talking about alcohol, and then he just used Greg Giraldo as an example.
Oh, okay.
Someone overindulging and led to their own demise. But yeah, this is some amazing thoughts on the demise of Ski Mask.
It's a little drive with every fucking In Hot Water episode that don't make dollars or nor cents, and find the episode where we discussed it. And I said, don't feel bad for me. And I said, I'm sure Ski Mask feels the same way. And fucking Stancil, we laughed about it. He's like, yeah, Ski Mask has told me countless times, if I ever drink myself into the grave, I don't want to go fund me. So it's sad. It's sad, but it's not like any of us were like, how did this happen? But again, this is a guy who always took responsibility for his actions. And did we get a verdict on the Karen Reed yet? Did we?
Holy shit.
There we go. It's what Ski would have wanted.
So, first of all, his great memory from In Hot Water, great Ski Mask memory from In Hot Water, was telling Jim Stancil something that he thought Ski Mask thought. Great fucking memory. But he was actually, that's probably the most time in the entire episode he spent talking about Ski Mask. And then the Karen Reed trial, much more important.
Awesome.
Yeah. Did we get a verdict? Who fucking cares? Fucking cares. Oh, all right. One more. And this is, I know we bust Gino's balls and we had a lot of fun with this, but you know he brings it back around, Robbie. We've done enough of these segments, right? Where I say, no, we're going to get there, right? And I've never let you down on that, have I, Robbie? We always get there. The tribute, the proper tribute's coming. Here it is. Oh, what's going on? All right. This is not responding. Can everyone hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's working now. Is it?
Dying was not a work. Was not a fucking work. But again, what's the Teamster Tim beef? Teamster Tim is another. Like, by the way, shout out, Candle.
See, I told you he'd bring it around. Told you, didn't he? Didn't I? He's paying tribute.
That was some heartfelt stuff.
Yeah, let's just go it again. It's only a short clip. We'll play it one more time.
Bitches, I missed you, buddy. Ski Mask dying was not a work. Was not a fucking work. But again, what's the Teamster Tim beef? Teamster Tim is another. Like, by the way, shout out, Candle.
Seconds before he got distracted. He met Ski Mask. He was quote unquote friends with Ski Mask. And he can't go 10 seconds talking about him without getting distracted. Now, as Robbie said, and I appreciate it, Robbie, yeah, I put a lot more time and thought into Ski Mask for this show. And yet the thumbnail just says rest in peace, Ski Mask. It's not the title of the episode. Just put it in the thumbnail. But yeah, I liked him. I enjoyed Ski Mask. I thought, yeah, there was stuff that I saw him do on stream. I remember Shmuel, when you were trying to challenge Gino on BYB, Ski Mask came in and fucking completely derailed it. But that's Ski Mask. He comes on, he's an overpowering personality. He comes on a show and he takes over. And when he came on our show, he took over, but he took over in a fun way. And we had a great time. And back then, we weren't preparing shows like we do now. You know, we would have a few topics that were like, this is what we're going to talk about tonight. And then we'd kind of riff, you know, and that's partly why we didn't show any growth for, you know, well over a year, is because it was just, it was a lazy approach to a show. But that was one example of a show. When I went back and listened to it this week, I was like, Ski Mask added to this so much. Like when he came in, the entire atmosphere changed, the entire show changed. Like there was something about him. There was character there. You know, he was a special kind of guy. But there was certainly times where Ski Mask popped into shows. I was like, fuck me, you're ruining it. but that's he was an all-in kind of guy. He was just going to go for broke. So yeah, that was one thing about Ski Mask that I just, when I saw that he'd passed, I went, I know we had him on our show. I'm going to go back and look at it and just see what we got from Ski Mask. So I am going to play at the start of the show, the very beginning. I played a video compilation that I put together of Ski Mask on our show. I am going to play that again shortly for everyone to listen to. But NJ Ranger, now that we've seen what Gino paid tribute to Ski Mask, what do you feel about Ski Mask? What are your thoughts on his passing?
Yeah. So again, I was not a compound guy, and I'm relatively recent to the dabbleverse in the long view of things. But to your point, Ski Mask was a polarizing guy. Ski Mask had the potential to do hilarious stuff or to totally shit the bed in a show. I personally enjoyed his antics. I do not fuck with Jim Stansel. I think that he is a complete waste and as we say here in New Jersey, he thinks who he is. But Ski Mask was funny as hell, and at a minimum for taking his bag out, if you will, on MLC. Like, okay, that's a Hall of Fame ass thing. And even if I am not Ski Mask fan number one, I think that how this was handled by certain other people within the community. I'm thinking of one rather drunk character who wears sunglasses inside and a fitted. I think that was lower than dog shit. And there's a lot of, including that same gentleman today, there's like talk of virtue signaling and white knighting, whatever. I don't need to think that I don't even need to like Ski Mask to think that like a Ski Mask death end zone dance grift with no jokes, by the way, no cutting up, just, oh, he was dead and he was mean to me and so fuck him. And now for the hype train, like to not think that was exactly the best move. So.
No, 100%. Back to the ball bag comment. I did comment earlier in the show. I think, particularly in the dabbleverse, but I think possibly internet wide, he was the world record holder for showing his ball bag on streams. He did love to get the scrote out, and little Lemmy says he did it so casually too, which is that is great. Big Black Dabbler says, "Fuck Chad Zumok." I picking up what you're putting down there with the Zumok thing, and what was hilarious to me was he did the Ski Mask episode, and when he did what he did, you got two options: you fucking own it, or you go, that was a bad move. He, as is his wont, went fucking dead middle of trying to defend it, but not fucking fully owning it. Like, you either go, yeah, fuck Ski Mask. Like, those two guys were at odds for years. They had massive beef. So commit to it and go all in and say, yeah, fuck Ski Mask. I did it because fuck him. And you know what? Most people would go, yeah, all right. Hey, fucking beef till the end. Why not? But the fact that he decided, and look, I'd be stunned if he's not going to continue using super tips, but he said, I'm no longer using super tips because Melton put up a picture of Joey C's dead daughter and grifted off of that. But then criticized Chad. It's like, yeah, Melton did that, what, a year and a half ago? At least a year ago, probably a year and a half ago. That suddenly is an issue to you because you did something that got criticized. So now that's a problem. Very fucking weird, but I don't want to go on Chad Zumok tangent. Shmuel, like I said, you had your argument fight with Ski Mask on BYB. What's your summation? Please don't bring up AA, please.
I never bring up AA. But I come to this late. I didn't really know the guy. I had the interaction with him on Quad Show. I've watched his stuff, and it bothered me that I thought that he was actually talented. He was had natural funniness about him. There were a lot of things, but I couldn't get past the alcoholism. I mean, it was. I would see a picture of him, and I would be like, he's. At the time, I think I saw one. He was 27, and I'm like, this poor guy. And I knew it. I mean, everybody knew it, right? But you knew it was going to end. I knew it was going to end poorly. And I did ask Quad months ago, and I said, it feels to me like we're just sort of, dance rummy dance. Like we know we can have him on for a good time, but are we doing him favors or are we not? Are we hurting the guy? And I didn't know. So what my thing is I didn't know the guy. I'm very sad to see somebody die so early, and especially from something that could have been cured. But I also know how difficult it is to reach somebody like that. So at this point, I think I feel more sorry for his friends and his family than I do for him. But again, I think I always wonder with these guys is are they afraid they just wouldn't be what they are without all the additional substances, and that's why they keep doing it. But I've seen over and over again that guys that get past it do better, and are more creative. So I would have liked to have seen that. And again, in the end, I just tried to avoid it and avoid being on with them because it felt uncomfortable to me.
Yeah, look, like I said, there was plenty of moments over the time that I saw Ski. Like Husey was a big lover of Ski Mask, and Husey and I have been linked together for years. And I guess me coming into the dabbleverse, so to speak, was because of Husey. And Husey introduced me to WATP. Husey introduced me to Steel Toe, got me on with Steel Toe. And Husey would constantly tell me about Ski Mask. He's like, this guy, his show is going to be the breakout show. I think, it's a couple of years ago. He's like, this is going to be the breakout show of the year. Husey loved Ski Mask humor. And I would watch some of the clips and go, all right, Husey a bit childish. Don't know if I'm in for that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he would play some stuff that would just make me laugh. And I was like, now Ski Mask has got something, and I think we all go through that thing of like finding that balance between always going for it to, you think it's funny, you go for it and it falls flat. It's finding that balance of like what is funny that you can commit to and what what you're like, I hope this is funny kind of thing. And there was a little bit of that with Ski Mask, but overall, he was a character. You cannot question. He was a fucking character. And in this game, in the streaming game, in the dabbleverse, being a character is key. And that's why there was so much fucking talk about him this week, because although he hasn't been around much, people remember Ski Mask. He made an impact. Stalin19 says Shmuel is going to be the guy that shows his balls on stream now. Yeah, every time he takes his hat off, it's one giant testicle.
And I'm so old, they hang down to my shins, so I could probably do it without.
Do your balls hang low? Do they? What we doing? Anyway, Mr. Blue Kite.
Can I real quick with Ski Mask? One of the things that you said, where he would do stuff and it would fall flat. But the thing with him is he didn't carry that with him. Like it didn't burden him for the next time. He would just try it again, and that's such an admirable. He was like he didn't feel bad for himself. If it didn't fall, he would just move on from it, and you didn't have explanations from him of why this didn't work. It wasn't. He just did what he did, and whether you liked it or not, he didn't care.
Yeah, no, I agree. There was never a woe is me. There was never a fuck, I fucked up. It was just move on and just get the humor out of it. I've been he reminded me a bit, going back through his appearance on our show, reminded me a lot of Billy Connolly, one of my favorite comedians of all time. And Billy Connolly was a guy, he would go on Parkinson and he'd just take over the show. Like Parkinson say, welcome Billy Connolly. And then boom, it was just Billy telling stories, and I was watching some Billy Connolly stuff and I'm always reminded of a great quote from Billy that says, when you're vulnerable, you're funny. When the pants are down, you're funny.
Yeah.
And I love life with the pants down. And I just think that sums up Ski Mask, right? Like he knew that. He understood that. And, obviously metaphorically and obviously literally with pulling his bag out. But, he was a life with the pants down kind of guy. And I respect that.
Dean, you okay, big dog?
The Aussie froze.
I know, they got to him.
Ski Mask's ghost. Stop saying nice things about me.
I love how as he's wrapping up, what little Lemmy said, that's beautiful. It just goes to shit.
So anyway, I'm going to be at the Tampa Yuck Yucks this Saturday.
Well, I'm going to call there and try to get you canceled.
Oh, you're sticking it to me. Oh, I'm going to dox your girlfriend and then call her where she works. So
yeah,
we'll be even.
Look, again, like I said, we're back, Dean. I didn't know the guy, and I didn't think the partnership with Stancil was so great. Like I don't know, I don't really find Stancil all that interesting, but Ski Mask was he was an entity unto himself, right? And you like you said, he would take over a show, but he would come on a stream if you were on with 4 or 5 people. He would be the star. The rest of you might as well not exist.
Yeah. My Google Chrome just went boof, just fucking disappeared. I was like, you motherfucker.
I should have heard what Robbie said about you when you were gone.
Yeah, I bet he had the balls to even try.
What the fuck?
I felt like I was making a very profound statement.
You were. That's Lemmy. NJ pointed out. Lemmy says that's beautiful, Dean, and that chat came up right as you crashed.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Lemmy. I appreciate that. Yeah, look, I'm not a big Stancil guy. I've never seen it in the same way with Ski Mask. I know they were tight friends and they've got a similar style, but yeah, Ski Mask definitely had an aura. I guess that's what the kids say these days.
Yep.
There was an aura there. Shout out, rest in peace. Yeah. What more can you say? Now, I did promise can of beer. We're going to hit the plugs. All right, so we'll go, depending on how long it takes, but we'll go Shmuel, NJ, Robbie. That's the order of plugs. So we'll start with you, Shmuel. And in honor of Ski Mask, you just heard me crack it, right? You just heard me crack the can. In honor of Ski Mask, all in one. Go, Shmuel.
No.
YouTube at Shmuel Buckman and Buckman Shmuel on Twitter, and thank you very much for having me on.
Fucking finished it before you started your plugs. Jesus Christ, boomer.
Hey, he had to make the move. He had to do the traditional greeting of Ski Mask people.
Nah, I got what he was doing. Very good, Phil. Thank you, NJ.
I'm
Plugs.
at NJ Ranger 201 on everything. So thank you for having me.
Robbie,
you can find us at Official USA Pod on X, or you can find me at Mariner Robbie on X. There was such positivity in my feed for a couple of days with my Beavers and Mariners doing well, and now the Beavers are eliminated, the Mariners suck again, and it's just a bunch of self-loathing. So go there to see that.
We do love your self-loathing. It's what keeps the engine running on this channel. Mr. Blue Sky, I once watched BYB and realized that I've seen all of the panel's hogs. Stansilk's quad, Ski Mask. Have you seen Lemmy's hog? That is the biggest. Lemmy's got the biggest hog out of all of them. All right, before I hit my plugs and sign out, I'm going to hit the video that I played at the opening of the show, but there was only 4 people watching at the time. So now that we've got 31, here's the video I put together. What I found is the highlights of Ski Mask on United States of Australia.
I've had a request for a guest to join us, Aussie guy.
Yeah, who's that?
Ski Mask.
Yeah, go on then. Is he drunk?
Well, what time is it in the US and day?
Oh, it's pretty early, isn't it? It's 9:30 in the East Coast.
Yeah, he'll be hammered.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Ski Mask. How are you, brother?
What's going on, boys?
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! How's it going? What's happening?
It's good.
We got a Cowboys fan in the room. I love that.
Too.
Go Cowboys. You look like you're in a padded cell, the Aussie guy. Now, I'm not familiar with your work.
There was a bottle shop near us. We live in the hills, at the base of the hills, and it was called Liquor in the Valley, which I thought was great.
Holy shit, Husey! Do all of you guys like call that a bottle shop? That's amazing. I'm gonna start calling it that.
That's what we call them. We call them a bottle shop.
That's fucking fantastic.
Well,
That's the best thing I've ever heard. Bottle shop.
What we call it.
Stansel's on there with some hole who doesn't even have the camera on. Listen, if you're gonna be a hole on a podcast, besides Little Lemmy, she's a real egg. Listen, show some tits, show some vag, bend over for the fellas. I mean, podcasting's a man's world. Show some tits.
Yeah.
Or show us something that you recently cooked. Show us how to properly wash a dish. Or just shut the only thing camouflaged, if you know what I'm saying. What's going on with the piece size?
Yeah. Ski Mask needs to know how big your dick is, man. Can you tell him?
8.5. How about
Ooh, all right, that's a solid number. All right.
Now the big question is, I'm in Eastern Europe, so is that in inches or centimeters?
Yeah, that was good. That's funny. I stand by my point when I say we'll never be part of the dabbleverse. It's sickening that when people say, "Hey, I'm in the dabbleverse," I mean, it's just like it's corny as fuck. I don't know. It's childish. If you want to be part of any kind of verse, go play video games and get the fuck out of podcasting. It's just it's playing annoying. Slots. And,
slots.
We started with $500. We got it up to a little bit over 5,000. Then we both took Xanax around 3:00 in the morning and got delirious. And when it comes to the podcasting stuff, I tell it like it is. And boys, I mean, this is fun. I could sit here and talk to you guys all day. You guys are awesome. You're a great host. It's just fun to bullshit with real ass dudes. You guys seem like a good crowd. Maybe I'll try to get a recording or something and send to Husey.
Yes.
I've been promising this lady for like 3 or 4 weeks because I was on a bender for 2 weeks. And obviously, I'm not going to go over there. I can't.
She's definitely waiting on you.
Oh, she's waiting. I mean, I got to fix her silverware drawer. I'm like, you couldn't have fixed that yourself in the 4 weeks that you've been waiting on it?
Waiting on the dock of the bay?
I hope so. She better have some fucking fried chicken ready, hot, fresh.
Oh, shit.
What I love about you, Ski Mask, is when you do a bender, you do it right. I love that. 2 weeks. Go to Home Depot. Enjoy yourself. Thanks for coming on.
Fucking hate Home Depot.
What are you working on there, Ski Mask?
I just realized I found a piece of wood I might be able to use so I don't have to go to Home Depot. It's this little fucking thing. I might just take this out. I saw it right across the room, so I'm trying to see if I can get speaking of ropes, I'd love to put about 5 or 6 ropes on little Limmy's face.
Yeah.
God, hit that.
Talk about a walk-off.
Yeah, great appearance, Ski Mask, on our show. I loved it. It was a show, like I said, back then, we were very lazy about what we were doing, and he came in and ignited the show. And when I went back and listened, I was like, fuck, we had a good time. And as I've said before, Ski Mask could go on a show and wreck it. He could wreck your show if he wanted to, and he didn't do that with us. He was great to us, and obviously I kept the compliment in where he said I'm a great host. And he said when it comes to podcasts, he tells it like it is. So I appreciate that. Ski Mask, rest in peace. I'm sure you've already shown God your ball bag up there in heaven. So yeah, rest in peace, my friend. I'm not even going to plug. That's it. See you on Sunday. Rest in peace, Ski Mask.
Thank you very much.